So, as you were saying,
That wasn't fair.
I think that was quite fair. It's quite you asked for a setup. I gave you a setup.
I said I needed a good setup. I was nervous, and you go, as you were. It's not really a setup at all.
Honestly, I'm not sure of a more natural way to transition you in your speaking.
For some reason, we've evolved from, instead of watching normal movies that you look forward to each year for Christmas time,
Right.
like the classics, like Surviving Christmas,
Sure.
something funny.
I
to
like
look
how
forward
for this
to.
list of relatability, you chose to choose you chose to choose Surviving Christmas as your choice.
The most beloved Christmas movie.
That's my
of all
point.
time.
Like, I love that movie. I guarantee anyone who's listening to this hates that movie because they're absolute idiots.
Greatest Christmas movie, bar none.
Right.
Instead of being able to watch that like I look forward to every year, we start off watching a Tyra Manning Christmas movie.
Dude, that was absolutely astonishing. Walking up the stairs and having to, just for reference for everyone listening, there's a staircase, right? And now you're going up it, okay, as most do. You
Sometimes
exit.
you go down, though.
This time I wasn't coming. I was going upstairs. So when you go upstairs, you're usually going up the stairs. I exit the doorway, and I beeline it towards the kitchen. And as I go for the kitchen, I happen to walk past the living room. What's on the TV? Taryn fucking Manning. Something I never ever expect to ever come across in any situation. Something I never ever. It's not something. It's one of those things that's such a horrific, tragic event that's not even something you game plan for. You know, everyone has a loose idea of like, oh yeah, it would suck if zombies came out somewhere. Don't worry, I'll retreat to Utah or some dumb shit. But no one's really even prepared for the harsh reality of seeing Taryn Manning's disgusting fucking grimace of a face plastered in a giant fucking TV.
Great legs, though. At that time
Great
period.
leg. Cut him off and feed him to the dog. Great fucking legs. That's the next guy. That's a fucking insult to all good legs.
If that's not enough to get you excited for this
And
Christmas movie,
as you can tell from my tone of voice, I was when I in the corner of my eye caught the monstrosity that is Taryn Manning, the abomination being twice removed from the actual Mannings, the ones we like seeing on our TVs.
if that doesn't prove this is a Christmas movie worth your time, the next scene cuts to the little guy from Bad Santa.
Oh my god!
Who is only in the highest class of film. He's never made a bad movie to date.
It's literally, that's like box office poison. It's essentially the same thing as casting Jeff Stoltz in your TV show.
Yes, exactly.
Jesus Christ.
So when that guy came on the screen, I decided I had enough, and we changed it to something even better. So instead of watching, again, like I said, a classic like Four Christmases.
Right. Again, that's not, that one I won't even call a classic, and that's also not that great of a movie as far as Christmas classics go. I think this shouldn't be that hard for someone who has for someone who's grandstanding talking about how they haven't gotten to watch any Christmas classics.
Well,
Should
there's
be able to
100
name a few.
classics, but I'm trying to think of the funny classic ones that are the most worth watching. And Elf, everybody knows. I'm trying to think of the better
Everyone's
classics.
favorite Christmas movies are like Filth and Kiss Kiss
right.
Bang
I'm
Bang.
an
Why
idiot.
can't you be more relatable and say more
ass.
common
I don't
occurrences? The things you see playing on TBS on Christmas morning, like Filth and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
I just don't know how to tell a good story.
I don't know, man.
So after that, we finally switched to a Christmas horror story.
Oh, this is when I just checked out, right?
Yeah,
When I said this, I'm not down for this. I'm not down. It's unlike not only am I never down for the count, I'm actually never down for the cause either.
But you know why that was a mistake this time?
Why?
Because the same creative team that brought us Ginger Snaps brought us this gem.
That's interesting. Because now earlier I was speaking from a place of it was more of me putting myself in a spot where I was thinking of what the audience was feeling. Because I was saying like, well, what if they don't watch Surviving Christmas Eve? Like, I love that movie personally. I was thinking about what if they don't watch it? Like them, like every single fucking person listening right now, I too have also never seen Ginger Snaps.
Well, I have. Okay, and let me tell you though.
Yeah, let me. Yeah.
This movie is nothing like that.
Right.
This movie's terrible. A Christmas horror story. First of all, I don't like Christmas horror movies.
No, it's a dumb
way
idea.
Too fucking gimmicky.
It's so stupid.
Okay, you know
it's
what?
not funny. It's also stupid, and it's also not only is it stupid, but it's dumb. And the reason why it's dumb is because we just got over the whole Halloween phase. Now you're just the person lingering at the party for a little too long. What if we do? And then especially you too, if you release it though, which is even worse. If you release a Christmas horror movie in like Halloween actual season, you're a fucking moron. But if you release it in December, you're an absolute bozo. So it's really pick your poison.
And it's even dumber too because
And they always suck, and they always trick you. Remember that one with that kid who was like trying to fuck his babysitter, but it wasn't the babysitter on Netflix. It was a different
what
movie.
was that called?
I don't know. It's this little douchebag blonde kid, because it's always a little douchebag blonde kid. I'm not sure when this became a thing where you couldn't cast any kid who wasn't a blonde in a movie, so he could be, I don't know, somewhat relatable. And the little shithead kid's like, he creates some entire ruse. It's basically the Rube Goldberg of getting a girl to fuck you.
It's the night before. That's what it is.
The night before. The night before, I did not lose my virginity, is what they should have called it.
That's what it's called.
It's just a little, remember the little shithead? He, like, it spends the first 40 minutes of the movie being just a sluggish bore where he's like, gosh, I wish my dick was wetter than it is. And then she's saying, well, I'm not going to do that, sorry. And he keeps bringing it up and keeps bringing it up. And then, you know, tragedy strikes. Someone goes to rob the house or whatever, break in. And then he's thinking maybe she'll want to fuck me if it's like a last-ditch effort. Turns out the big twist of the movie, it's like the whole, you know, Kevin Spacey walking off without the limp. They say that movie waited till the very end. This movie just put it right in like the 30-minute mark.
Some say the better spot. Why wait till the end when you can show it right there in the first act? Because as we've established, we don't do it in the first act.
Right, that's all we say all the time around here. If you don't show it in the first act, how could you ever do it in the third act? Obviously, the only way you can tell the story is if you and also, not only do you have to show what you want in the third act for it to make sense, but then the audience also is like, oh my god, the reason they're showing us that knife is because that knife's always going to play a crucial part of the third. Imagine that the knife just came out of nowhere in the third act. Like, where'd the knife come from?
Super confusing.
And then that kid ends up turning. Here's the big twist, though. That kid's actually in on. He's actually set up the whole entire situation because then he thought earlier when this woman didn't want to have sex with him, he thought it was just because he was an annoying little twerp. So he thought, okay, I'll give her 2 reasons not to want to have sex with me. The first one is the annoying little twerp thing. The second one is the emotional torture I put her through. Surprise, surprise, she doesn't fuck him.
Sometimes that works for some guys, though.
You're right. There's not annoying little blonde twerps.
Yeah, he has to be. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I was gonna say this before, and that doesn't make sense to say, but it would have made sense to say it before. So I'm gonna say it anyways.
Let's backtrack. Let's pretend it makes sense now.
The dumb part about Christmas, like horror movies, is like Halloween movies.
I think that's a pretty average time. I cut you off. You went back to your original thought. I'd say it's actually pretty commendable.
Thank you. Most Halloween movies don't really take place during Halloween. They just have to be something scary, like just it's that atmosphere. No.
You ever heard of a little movie called Halloween, Robbie?
Dude. No. That one exception.
You ever heard of a movie? You ever heard a little known picture called Halloween?
No.
By John Carpenter.
Never heard of it.
Well, then I guess then it makes sense why you've arrived at this conclusion.
I didn't even know about that movie. I've seen every horror movie.
Okay, that doesn't sound accurate now. See, now it sounds like you're lying to me.
Well, no, I saw a movie, but this supposed John Carpenter flick.
Or all the ones I followed for the last 30 years. No, none of them. Sounds to me like a lot of horror movies take place on Halloween.
Excluding those, most do not take. No, I didn't say there's not. I never said there's not a single Halloween movie that takes place.
Actually, I just talked to a guy I know who's a real big fan of the show. He's listening along. He just said that, according to what he heard as well, that you actually did in fact just say that. You said that exactly, precisely, and you made that noise and everything. So that just proves that's your signature thing.
Okay, so that
So talking about horror Christmas movies, though, another shitty one. Remember when they did Black Xmas? Yeah. And then you're thinking, is Alex such a fucking pitiful, sad sack loser that he just couldn't even say Black Christmas? He had to like abbreviate it? No. Some asshole in a boardroom 20 years ago, he did that. Some fucking suit, you know? And then we have Black Xmas. Remember that movie, Black Xmas? I wish you responded a little bit. So I wish you responded a little bit. So instead of me having to say the most juvenile thing of you, remember that?
Yeah, vaguely.
Jesus Christ! It would have been a natural conversation.
Before, but you didn't stop talking. If you stopped, you would have heard.
Oh God, no! That movie, I don't hate that movie. Shaped my entire life. It's 2006 or 2003. I'm gonna go 2006. And this movie decided to do, which more horror movies should do. Actually, they said who are like all the hot, who's everyone who's hot working today. Let's get them all in this movie. Let's cast, I think it's sorority girls. Instead of casting a bunch of ugly, fucking, disgusting, gross people like every movie does today. They're like, what if we just cast a bunch of really attractive people, so then it's fun watching them get murdered.
Do that.
And it's such a dumb thing, too, because why would you put an ugly person? I know.
It's fun both ways.
Beautiful people do beautiful things.
Exactly.
That's why we want them on the big screen. The more beautiful they are, the more interesting they are to look at.
That's why they call it the
what that translates to? Everything they do. Picture this, right? Ugly, disgusting pig of a person eating a fried bologna sandwich.
Oh.
Disgusting. Seems honestly fitting, right? Picture a gorgeous, beautiful, leggy blonde eating a bologna sandwich, right?
That's relatable.
It's not even relatable. You're thinking, wow, she's got a lot going on. That's so interesting. It's so cute of her to, eat like a pig for once, come down to the common folk. It's kind of a beautiful thing. Same thing goes in a horror movie. You know what's fun? Watching beautiful people have the life taken from them.
It is more fun seeing beautiful people.
Ugly people die. You know what I think when I'm watching another movie and an ugly person dies? I think, good. Get them off my screen. Good. I'm glad. Honestly, I wish it was more painful death. Beautiful person dies? No!
Ugly person dies?
Mm-hmm. Claps. I don't even think the microphone picked it up, but there were claps.
So, this Christmas...
As far as Black Xmas goes, what I was trying to say, though, is That movie
what you were trying to say.
was a complete piece of shit as well. Another kind of seems to go along with this whole Christmas movies being good when they're Christmas movies and bad when they're horror movies.
Yeah, that's precisely the stance.
Or maybe it's horror movies being good when they're horror movies and bad when they're Christmas movies.
Yeah, that works too.
Yeah, one or the other, really. It's got to be one or the other, because I can tell you this, they don't work. Black Xmas thought it'd be like really cool if like, well, it's 2006, so we should obviously really heavily lean into like casting Oliver Hudson in a major portion of the film. I guess this is that one stretch of time in which nepotism worked for him, because it never happened ever again.
This one single time.
This one singular moment in Oliver Hudson's shitty little life where he was able to trick someone. He's like, you guys know my dad's Kurt Russell. And they said, no, it's not. He's like, you know my stepdad is Kurt Russell, right?
Dude, he has to go with everyone saying how hot his mom is, how hot his sister
mom's fucking hot. His sister is fucking hot. And his kid brother's fucking hot. What happened with Oliver Hudson?
Yes, exactly. I didn't even think
his
of that.
His stepdad's fucking hot.
Everyone's like, dude, wait, you're the guy with the hot family.
Yeah,
you're that ugly one.
You're that ugly fucking guy with the hot family who kicks ass. You're that funny guy who kicks ass, right?
Yeah, that's him.
Oliver Hudson's such a fucking loser. What a fucking jerk off. I love everyone else in that entire family. Every time I see him, he just like can't think of anything else. I cannot. No one wish that upon. I wouldn't even wish it upon Oliver. And he has to live through it every single fucking day. But no, he's the guy in Black Xmas. And I have no idea which girl he's dating. He's dating one of the girls, I think. Because again, I all know is that they casted like Mary Elizabeth Winstead and maybe Lacey Chabert, and probably one of the just trashy sluts from Final Destination 3.
Nope, it's got both of them.
Both of them, and honestly, I'm not saying that in an offensive way. I love both of them. They're fantastic. They're in Psych. They're great.
And it's got the teacher from the first Final Destination.
So it's just a reunion. My point is, I wasn't. See, that's the problem. People take that out of turn, thinking like I'm calling them trashy. No. They were playing the trashy whores.
No, they're beautiful.
They're beautiful. No, I wouldn't. Okay, that's actually a complete stretch of the imagination for especially one of them. But the other one, fine, maybe a little bit here and there in the right lighting.
They're both
right
beautiful in their own better, different ways.
One's actually pretty fucking ugly.
We'll let you decide.
No, it's not a decision. They both know it. They look at each other. They think the same fucking thoughts. When they were cast, one of them said, that makes sense. They cast me as the hot one. And the other one said, wow, this is a step up.
Wait. Which one do you think's the ugly one?
I want to justify that with a response. No, but that movie, all I remember about that movie specifically is I remember Oliver Hudson having long hair and looking like a vagabond.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah. He had
what a douchebag.
I know. And he was wearing like a green military jacket, and he...
I'll give him credit. He's got a good haircut and it's short. Dude, don't go long.
Yeah, it was like a long hair, and he was definitely like, I'm going to guess 27 years old, but he was supposed to be like 21, and he wasn't a young 27. He was like, oh, you're 33, 27?
That seems to be his thing.
Yeah. Every season in Rules of Engagement, no change. Bianca Kalich, however, got hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter, and it just never looked back.
Hey, weren't you that guy that dated that hot chick on that show?
Hey, you're that guy who dated that hot chick on that show. His family's super sexy and you're fucking ugly, right?
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, even your stepdad's hotter than you. When has that ever happened in the history of time? Has anyone ever said that? When has ever a person had to make that connection? Wow, my stepfather's hotter than I am. It's never happened once.
Except now.
But now Oliver Hudson, it's just, it's a real sad thing, Fucking Jackie Kennedy's kid, she went from being, Bonaparte or whatever the fuck, Jacqueline Bonivar, to Kennedy to Onassis, to that fucking troll. He had a lot of money. That's what stepfather's supposed to be. Supposed to be an ugly guy who's balding and gross to look at, but it's got a lot of fucking, liquid cash.
That's why they call it stepfather.
And then Goldie Hawn marries Kurt fucking Russell. The epitome. It's ridiculous. No, Oliver Hudson's got long hair, looks like a douchebag. He's a little too old for the part, and I feel like I can't remember. I don't know. This could be a complete fabrication, but I feel like his character loves music. But I don't know for the life of me if he's like into rap way too early before anyone could make it seem cool for a character to be into rap music in a movie, or if it's him being into like punk rock way too late after it was supposed to be into punk rock in a movie for it to be cool.
He's definitely a Linkin Park dude. It's that type of
music.
No,
that's your preconceived notions about Oliver Hudson being into the character. This was actually a real character he took on for the part. It was like a real deep psychological. It's why he got that one chance.
You're right.
Because he was like, I want to do something different this time. I just want to just be that one loser in the Hudson household.
Park. You're right.
I don't want to be the one fucking failure in my family for one fucking second. Please, for the love of God, give me the part.
It's bad if I'm the ugly one. Can't I at least be the successful?
Can't I at least be the talented one? It's like, no, because quite frankly, you don't have that either. It's not even like he's the ugly charming type who's like where it's like the Maggie Gyllenhaal, where they both can act, but one looks better doing it. No. He's just shitty across the board. And it's interesting because, Kate Hudson's not that great of an actress, right? I guess, Goldie Hawn can only pass off so much of the talent.
Yeah, I say she's pretty good.
And she compromised, though. She gave her all the looks and a little bit of the talent, and Oliver Hudson got nothing. It's just real sad now. So he loves music, I think, or I'm making that up. He's dating one of the girls, probably Mary Elizabeth Winstead. But I remember that, and it's horrible. I remember All the Snow Looking Fake.
Nice.
I remember the absolute just bumbling, stupid, fucking idiot. I know Tommy Jarvis is the character in Halloween. I think the character's name might have been Tommy or Joey. They were trying to I know Michael Myers is like a common name, but it's still just corporate enough and maybe lifeless enough and boring enough where it's like creepy. But when you start saying Tommy and Johnny and Joey and Billy, you start to lose a lot of the whole
like imagine
formidability.
Imagine Mikey Myers.
I know. I don't understand where someone's like, no, we're gonna call the character, Tootsie. That's scary. It's not. So, I don't know. This idiot fucking kid, though, it's the same dumb story where this kid, apparently he lived in this house, and now the house, I guess this takes place, his life, basically, you've seen Neighbors?
Yes.
With Seth Rogen,
yes.
right? One of his less than movies.
I would say better.
Thanks. Okay. I'd say better. Well, I haven't talked in a while. Let me just make this clear. I'd say better. So basically what happens is Johnny or Billy or Tommy as a kid, I remember the flashback part. Also, I think all the flashbacks were, this movie used a lot of like speeding up footage for trying to get scarier. Like whenever he ran at someone, I remember this part where he crawls through the boards and it's like, and he just crawls across the floor. And then there's a fucking peephole because I think he used to like watch his mom get fucked or something in the flashback. So he puts his stupid CGI eye into the hole. It's like a giant thing, and like Lacey Chabert in the shower or something. I don't know if she's in the fucking movie, to be honest. But someone's in the shower and he's peeping fucking Tom. I think his name's actually Tommy. If his name is Tommy, he's peeping Tom. I'm not giving this filmmaker enough credit. Yeah, that takes a lot. That's some Sid Field level of screenwriting right there.
Established in the first act.
Established in the first act. The kid's named Tom. Obviously, whenever you meet someone named Tom, you assume they're a fucking pervert.
Yeah, that's.
And then the character lives up to it. That's nice. That's good to know. That's the opposite of subverting expectations. That's just playing right into them. That's what we all want. No one likes surprises,
especially in our Christmas horror movies.
And I also remember, I think Michelle Trachtenberg gets a bag pulled over her head, and it must have just like awoken something in me, I guess. I don't know. But that was something that stood out to me. And I remember there's the worst part, the grossest part, or maybe quite possibly just the stupidest part of the movie, is when the big bad dumbass killer guy, who I can't even physically picture. I might just be picturing the Rob Zombie version of Michael Myers. For all I know, this guy's got blonde hair and just a bouffant haircut. But I think he's just essentially Michael Myers in that one scene where he beats the guys in the medical ward.
Yeah, I think it's that, but I think he's just not nearly as tall. I think he's more frail.
Yeah, and I think he's also barefoot and wearing like a medical gown.
Yeah. 100%.
But there's a part where he's like eating eyeballs in the attic. Yeah. And it's the stupidest, but also most vile thing of all time. And that definitely stood out to me.
So I barely remember the cool stuff like the hot chicks. I remember all the gross shit with this murderer.
That's why I kept watching.
That's why I don't like this movie. I remember this weird shit.
And the worst part too is I think that movie was one of those movies where it was like rated R, and then they said, you know what? Even though we filmed it rated R, it'd be a lot cooler if it wasn't rated R. So let's just retroactively retcon that. Let's drop that down to a PG-13 rating and let's just ruin this piece of shit even more.
That's really cool when they do that kind of thing.
I was coming from the opposite side, that thinking it's actually really shitty.
No, think about it, because now it's PG-13, everyone can see it.
You're right. More people will go see it. They'll hate it, but more people will go see it.
Which means...
And even though the best way to make a movie popular is word of mouth, which we've all forgotten about, instead of having the first batch of people go see it because it's R-rated, I mean, it's sort of a smaller market, but if that first batch goes and they love it and they can't stop talking about it, then more people will go see it, opposed to the opposite approach of having it be PG-13, be very accessible. First weekend everyone goes and sees it, they all hate it.
They should actually release an R-rated cut and a PG-13 cut simultaneously.
And then they should release the X-rated, actually the triple X-rated version of the movie as well, which should also be required for all horror movies, because you're going to blend sex and horror so well. I'm waiting for the actual sex part of the horror experience.
Yeah, honestly, it's just like you give us all the horror.
It's implied a lot of time. And even the movies that go a little step further than implying and start showing us, like when Halloween, when Friday the 13th, you've heard of that one?
I think so.
You are familiar? Friday the 13th, at least they were like, all right, we'll have the sex scene in the middle of the woods, and then we'll kill the girl.
That was very considerate of them.
Black Xmas is like, what if it's just like the girl says how much she wants to jerk off her boyfriend, and then in the process of going to jerk off her boyfriend, then she gets killed.
The only person who truly understands this concept is the director of the My Bloody Valentine remake.
See?
He's the only one that
was a bold choice.
This.
That guy said, hold on. What if, instead of just having nudity for a portion of the film, what if it's the opening of the movie and it's 12 minutes long to the point where everyone who was super excited about the woman being naked on the screen is now incredibly uncomfortable with the naked women on the screen. Where we've gone, it's literally the whole thing where they say, pull them in and just keep you let them. It's the Michael Jackson at the Super Bowl when he's like, just let it marinate.
Yep.
Don't play the music until I put my glasses. Just let me. I'll know the perfect moment, and then you go over that perfect moment. It goes the other way around. You come full circle. At the very end of the movie, when she dies, like, hey, it's a beautiful chick. That's awesome. And the movie also didn't cast Oliver Hudson, so it also had a lot more going for it.
Think about my movie.
That's fair. You didn't want to talk about something. So you brought up horror Christmas movies, and it turns out an opinion I didn't know I had. Apparently, it's one I very, very, very opinionated on. I had no idea.
So mine's an anthology movie.
It's also a piss poor start.
Okay, you think that's the worst part? So,
oh my god, yeah, you said this was a movie. All you told me was that it was like Trick or Treat.
Yes.
And even that movie, guess what? As far as anthology goes, it achieves being an anthology.
Yes, but also,
as far as having all equally good stories, it fails at that miserably.
Yeah, there's like 3, maybe half, 2 of them. I don't remember. How many stories are there? 5?
I don't know. There's the kid, which is pretty stupid.
Because my dumb one's got like 7.
Ooh, I think that's more than Trick or Treat. So it's not 7 times as good.
I see why you would think that.
Yeah, it must
also,
be.
in Trick or Treat, though, don't all the stories kind of converge in some way or another? We're all kind of interconnected?
They're not necessarily interconnected, but they're all... What happens is each person's story takes place... It's like they all take place at the same time in the same area, so they all walk past each other.
Okay, that's really lame. In my mind...
It's not lame.
No,
it's cool.
Not, okay,
it's super cool.
It is super cool.
Okay, because then what happens... It's actually super fucking awesome, and you're an idiot for thinking otherwise. It's just how dumb you are.
No, see, if you shut up for a second...
Because
I thought it was more in depth than that.
Leslie Bibb is like taking out her Halloween decorations, but then, you see her get killed, and as she's getting killed later on in the movie, when the one kid's trick-or-treating, you see in the background her getting yanked. Okay, that's cool.
It's not... You're right. I thought it was more connected than that they had to be in the same place at the same time.
I mean, there's that kid Sam who walks around. He seems to be in on it.
So I don't remember anybody's name in this fucking movie.
Okay.
So I'm just going to have to refer to them by their ethnic background and make it really simple for everybody to keep track of.
That seems like the most logical thing you could possibly do in this scenario with no pushback.
and I remember every scene that happened because it's an anthology. I don't quite remember which cut to what.
Oh, wait, was this an anthology that was cutting back and forth, or was this like one story is chapter 1, then chapter 2, which is completely unrelated, chapter 3, or were they all intercut and constantly jumping back? Nice. So this director saw himself as a real film connoisseur and says, I can
and sometimes
manage
it's harsh cut to black to then go back to the other story.
That's always fun.
And some of them actually kind of tried to connect.
Was there any variety in shot composition and quality between? I want to know, were one of these anthology stories clearly recorded at the end of the budget where they realized that they overestimated how much money they really had?
Probably.
Okay, that's cool.
But the reason I took some of the answers is there's a few spots I could think of that would probably refer to that thing you're referring to.
Okay.
Since I don't remember all the order 100%, do you want me to hear the story in best I remember it being in the order?
Yeah.
Or should we just go each person's story and follow it that way? So we're just going to... Okay.
I think if the director wanted this to be told in his way, then you should respect that.
Here's the funny thing. There's 3 directors for this.
That could be why I was so confused.
And now to answer your question before about the different composition, no.
So they're all the same.
I couldn't tell you who was directing what.
Wait,
they were all the same mind.
Hold on. I didn't process this fully. Something didn't translate. Signals got crossed. When you said 3 directors, I assumed it was 3 directors with one impossible cohesive vision.
No.
Now you're telling me, was it 3 different directors, a la as in they are each directing portions of the movie individually?
Idea. Did not specify.
Oh my god, that's fucking disgusting to leave that question on the table. Then you don't know who to blame for what.
I think they all equal.
I think if we called our show Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast and left the last name off of it and made it a secret. You know what we're saying. We're not hiding that. Continue. Good start.
So it opens up.
Way to keep that volley going.
Thanks, man.
I toss it back to you.
You said a lot.
And then you're just like,
You really fucking threw me off with that Matt and Shane bit. I was following everything until you said that part.
Right, man.
So I'm sorry. I'm barely hanging on here, dude.
Apparently, you're not going to be the Shane or the Matt of this one.
No, I'm going to be the Robbie.
That's good, man.
Thanks.
Be a trailblazer.
So it opens up on Christmas Eve.
As all good horror movies do. As we established in the first 20 minutes of this, Black Xmas, great movie. Way better than Black Christmas. Christmas was too long of a title.
I agree.
I don't want that many letters in my titles.
But a Christmas horror story, right title length,
right.
Perfect amount.
Exactly.
And funny thing, there's several stories going on here. And they kind of intermingle.
That awesome movie about that kid and the babysitter.
Yeah, what the hell was that? 'Twas the Night?
Maybe.
That sounds pretty good. That
No,
sounds
I
like it
think
might
"Twas
be
the
it.
Night" was that Chris Pine animated Christmas movie.
Chris Pine is which Chris?
The one who thinks he sounds like Frank Sinatra.
That's Guardians, Christmas Guardians or some shit. Guardians of the Universe. no.
Yep,
God,
Masters
no.
of the Universe. That's what I was talking about.
Okay, so it opens up on Christmas Eve.
As all good horror movies do. Like, for instance, Black Xmas.
And it opens up on the North Pole, but they don't specify
Nice.
it's the North Pole.
As far
that's
as North,
important.
as far as North Poles go,
Uh-huh.
is this Santa Claus? Like the Santa Claus North Pole?
The Santa Claus.
Or, no, I'm not, you fucking dunce. I'm not asking you if this is the North Pole as in where Santa lives. I'm asking as far as production quality, is this Disney's The Santa Claus with Tim Allen?
No.
That wonderful,
No, it's less than
magical.
that.
That's what I'm trying to get here.
Significant. It looks like a CGI'd version of Hogwarts,
Ew.
but they threw some snow on top of
Wait,
it.
this is CG. How old is this movie?
2015, maybe somewhere in that range.
So it doesn't even have the charm of being like, what's that movie where is Jack Frost where Sharon Elizabeth gets killed? She's the snowman that's the murdering one.
I think so.
That's at least like charming as it's a piece of shit from the 90s.
This
I
movie's
just had
not
this in the last
charming.
episode. Everything that's new is stupid.
This falls into that category. You know, this falls into your criteria of being within after 3 years.
Right.
It still
It's still too fresh of a piece
still
of shit.
way too
Yeah.
fresh.
All right, fair enough.
So it's Christmas Eve, and you're in the North Pole, but it doesn't say it's the North Pole.
Right.
That's important later on. I can't tell you why now.
That's
but
a
you'll find
secret?
out why it's I'm inferring it's important based on how this movie ends, but there's no
Okay.
real indication to say whether or not it's important, even though it is important. Just believe me. I went on this journey so you didn't have
Right,
to.
you're right.
It's
As they
important.
say, you saw the movie, and as they say, seeing isn't believing, believing is seeing.
Seeing is seeing. That's what's
That's
happening.
true.
Okay.
You know what? That girl was a fucking idiot. I always had my suspicions, but by the way the movie framed it, I thought maybe she was onto something. But then you say it out loud, you apply it to your real life. She's a fucking moron. What is she? 300 years old?
What a dumb
Maybe she should
bitch.
spend more time perfecting, talking and expressing your thoughts than making a fucking hot cocoa recipe and thinking Tim Allen's coming on to you. You stupid fucking whore.
Yeah, she's seeing someone in shoemaking. Is that what she says?
Yeah, which is also move on up. Can you move to the west side? Move up to the east side. What are you doing? Can you be with the shoemaker or Santa Claus?
All right. So if I ever get past 12 seconds into the movie,
This movie. It sounds really. I'm actually coming around to it. It sounds pretty awesome.
so Santa's walking through this barn where his reindeer are, and he's like, "Yo, Comet, you're my best bud. Hey, Dasher, good old times we have." Then he hears some banging on the barn door, and he turns, and he's got a Tyrian scar going across his face with blood dripping down. He's got his staff with blood.
Santa does.
Santa. Yeah, Santa Claus is like
Was
covered
it
in
Bill
blood. and
Goldberg.
warrior.
Who is this?
No, you know who I kept thinking it was the whole time, which really made it even more fucking annoying. I was watching this
It's
stupid
the guy
fucking
from
movie.
Stranger Things.
No, but it looked just fucking
David
like
Harbour.
him. No, it's
Dude,
not that
definitely
movie.
him. No, he's in it. But he's
No, I know.
He's one of those
He's
like last
I know.
year.
I know he is.
That
It's not
dumb
that movie.
asshole.
No,
I
it's
fucking
not
hate
that
him
movie.
too.
Thank
And
God.
everyone who thought, just for a second, I gotta clear my name there. All right, I know. You never want to deny something, right? It just doesn't look very cool.
Uh-huh.
I do want to deny anyone having any sort of idea or understand that I actually watch Stranger Things and that I would ever watch Stranger Things. I want to make that very fucking clear that I don't watch Stranger Things. Now you can continue.
I'm taking a smoke break.
How's that help me?
Oh, because you were going that whole little thing. I think we should be able to take a smoke break. If you guys are around,
Don't talk to the listener.
everybody take a smoke break.
Don't. No, that's the worst. Hey guys, just want to if you're smoke along with me. Why don't you just leave me a comment below? Just try to get those engagement numbers
I'm
up.
sorry.
Listen, leave a comment when you're smoking. If you're smoking, what are you smoking out of? Just please fucking comment something. Just please tell me something, please. Now, can you imagine wanting someone? I can never even imagine asking someone to like a video or comment on a video. That's so beneath me.
Fuck your comments. I don't care what you have to
No,
say.
see, that's not. No, see, Robbie. Now that's what you just a second ago talking to them. I was talking at them.
Pick a side for me to stay on, okay?
Well, here, I don't know how you can't. You sad son of a bitch. Okay, how can't you?
stupid
How
bastard.
can't you realize that whatever side you're on is the wrong side?
Do you know how fucking hard it is going through life that way, man? It's impossible to navigate.
Listen, man.
So Santa Claus turns to the
Dancing
bang
through
at the barn
life,
doors, and he's
Searching
like,
for meaning.
Continue. he says some tough bullshit. I forgot what he fucking says.
TUFF. You're so tough.
The barn doors open. It's Chris Mack.
Dude. Kim Richards looks pretty fucking hot and tougher. That was pretty classy.
That was super classy.
Honestly, We should just do it. We should just know. I'll let you finish your story since you want to talk about something. But if this was my story, I would just stop talking and go watch Stuff Turf right now. But for common courtesy, like that Ronald Danglefeld guy we mentioned last week, the one who's always like, I don't get no common courtesy. That guy, he'd be really funny right now in this situation.
Common courtesy, it's just never mine.
Yeah, man, Ronald Danglefeld. They don't make it like that anymore.
Yeah, really, that was a poet. So then all of a sudden, instead of seeing Santa fight whatever the fuck's at the doors, it cuts back
David
to 12
Harbaugh.
hours earlier.
Yeah. Nice.
It might be. We don't know yet.
What was it? Does it say 12 hours earlier? Is it in Christmas font?
I don't remember.
It's not like a storybook font with like beautiful.
No, it's definitely not storybook font. It might be some fancy whatever. Actually, you know what? This movie has one good thing about it,
They cast Kurt Russell as Santa Claus?
No, the opening song.
And didn't cast... That's one. That's
Can I ever say something?
Hey, you're over. They made a great fucking decision that we've seen fail miserably in the past. They didn't cast Oliver Hudson to be in their movie.
That would have been such a huge improvement for this movie.
Really? Is that bad? Who was in it? Eric Roberts? How bad could it be?
You want to know who the big name in this movie was?
Ooh, let me guess. Oh, that's a great question.
There's one singular name in this movie. Now, however, though, before you guess this person...
Are they actually a star, or they were in one big thing? Is this like, because you could argue Brian Callen's a successful actor.
This guy was...
I would never do it.
This guy was in a massive property, and he's banked on that his entire life, and just his name alone is what makes him famous now. Not anything he can do that's good or talented or anything but that.
Is this a musician?
No, I shouldn't even say this, man. So many people are going to hate the fact that I'm talking about this person this way.
Wow.
I should never have said it that way. Everything you heard was a lie. I made it up.
Actually, here's something you don't know about Robbie. Everything he's saying is the complete opposite of what he's thinking.
All the time.
That's all the time.
Everything I say is wrong. It's just how
why.
we navigate.
It's your thing.
This guy's fantastic.
it's just some real deadpan humor. It's just you're committing to it.
No, this guy's whatever. He's just... this is the big name for the movie.
It's not a musician.
No, it's an actor.
So it's not Jesse McCartney.
No, it's a thespian.
So it is Jesse McCartney.
I can see why you would think that.
No,
older actor.
Kevin Spacey.
No, TV actor. I don't really know if he ever did movies.
John Larroquette, Night Court.
Right time period, but no,
okay.
not
Alan Alda.
Wrong genre. It's more in the
Ted Danson.
More adventure. Think adventure.
Tom Selleck's in this movie.
Think going beyond somewhere you've never been before.
William Shatner.
Bingo.
That's fucking pitiful.
And oddly enough, when we cut to 12 hours earlier, who did we cut on? Bill himself.
Wow, Big Bill.
He's the radio guy.
Shit My Dad Said. That's insane.
Yeah, they got
the guy from Shit My Dad Says on CBS.
Yeah, I don't know how the fuck they did that, but they did.
That's fucking nuts.
And he's like, has his own like...
What do you think his going rate is? Just like a per diem?
$14 billion.
Yeah, I actually made. He's like, I actually made $16 million trillion last year. Oh my god.
He's a public access radio DJ, I guess.
No, whatever.
And he's got like one of his own 24-hour fucking things where he's just talking the whole time. And I guess there's producers he's talking to, one of which we never even see. We never even hear a response from this person. He just continuously talks to them, and we never know if they're even in the room or not. The other person's in front of him, one of those glass dividers, and he's going on and on about how Christmas is my favorite time of year.
Wait, hold on. Is it what's his talk show? Is it like, I'm picturing just Bye Bye Love? Is it like
Unclear.
Is it for divorced men to get relationship? Really? You don't even, he doesn't even like open up on like the most stereotypical.
His name's Dangerous Dan. Take with that what you may.
Do you see the set?
Yeah, it
looks
like a radio show.
Is the set the Bye Bye Love radio, or is it the Grosse Point Blank radio set?
It's the set in Love Actually when he goes, Uncle Bill here with his new song.
So it's a shitty little piece of shit set.
Yeah, but it's all painted black and it's got Christmas lights around it. Yeah,
as most studios do.
And he's like, I'm just gonna say it, Christmas time, it's my favorite time of year. I love Christmas time. Don't care who knows it. It's my favorite time of year. However, though, this town...
I would have been really impressed if you broke out a perfect Bill Shatner impression.
I was debating it, but I don't want to
embarrass myself. It would have been such a failure and colossal embarrassment. You figure you spare yourself the shame.
And he goes, but the only problem with Christmas time is this town, Bailey Downs, every year, people just dying left and right for some reason around Christmas time. Who knows why?
You know what's funny?
What's that?
By year 3, I'd move. By year 3, I would have moved.
Oh, you would think, yeah.
I would have stopped talking about it, too.
Those people are always like, this never would happen in my town.
Everyone's like, yeah, but I already know all the restaurants here.
That's a good point.
I'm very familiar with the route. I can get around.
Remember JR's? That was amazing.
Yeah, JR's was a good steakhouse, man.
Sometimes you want to go
to J&R Steakhouse,
where everybody knows your name.
See, I mentioned Ted Danson earlier, and this would have been a great reveal if you said Ted Danson was in the movie, but you actually said it's Bill Shatner.
What if I told you he is?
No, he's not. He's got better things to do, like Mary Steenburgen.
It's a good one. So then he goes to his one producer, I guess, who's not the guy from Stranger Things, and he's like...
No, let's just say for argument's sake, it's the guy from Stranger Things.
He's like, "What do you think about Christmas?" And he doesn't say anything. He puts
I
up a piece
fucking hate Christmas.
he puts a piece of paper. It
Yeah.
says "fuck Christmas."
He's like, fuck. That's funny. That's
Basically,
badass.
yeah.
Does he write the piece of paper, or does he already have this made for the occasion?
No, he writes it as Bill's
Nice.
talking to him. Bill's like, "I don't know why."
What's he writing it with? Sharpie? Big marker?
Marker on like a white legal pad.
Wow.
Or
That means
loose leaf,
business.
I guess. Yeah. And he slams on the glass divider, and Bill's like, "I can't believe this." And he's so prepostrated. And then it cuts to that's not a word. Then it cuts to
Honestly, you said this as conviction. I was just like, yeah, I guess it is a word.
then it cuts to 3 college students, and they're sitting in a car, and they have this college assignment. What it's about, nobody fucking knows. Don't know
Floyd
what class it's
Pamgross.
for. No.
Damn it.
Nobody other than
one's
William
famous?
Shatner is in this
No
movie.
one's famous? No Floyd Pamgross?
No. You have never seen any of these people anywhere.
That's
That's
for me,
not true. That's not true.
for me,
the
that's
black
especially
cop
crazy.
from Letterkenny is in this movie. He's not a cop in Letterkenny. The Modine chick's cousin, who's in
Oh yeah,
everything
the
with
Chris Rock
Dwayne.
impression. Yeah,
That
yeah, yeah.
guy. Yes.
Yeah, the guy who's from. Oh, the guy who's from the TV show with him. The
Yes, that
yeah,
guy.
Yeah, that guy's funny.
Yes, he's in this movie playing an ex-black cop. He's still black in the movie, but he's an ex-cop in the movie.
In this movie, he's playing a guy who used to be a black cop. That's so fucking stupid.
That's some fucking Wayne Brothers shit.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Anyways, fuck. So, oddly enough, he's involved in this story, but only through this one detail.
Right.
These 3 students are doing a project for
Male
some
or
class.
fucking female?
One chick, 2 guys. The one
Nice.
guy's Asian, 'cause
Ooh,
like I said,
nice.
don't remember anybody's names.
Okay.
And there's the stereotypical dorky kid.
Right.
He's white, since I'm kind of one of the white
Right.
race. And there's a white chick with red hair.
Red hair. I'm starting to like this movie.
So they're in this car waiting for their 4th friend to come give them the keys to the school for some reason, because it's right before Christmas break. And they're looking on their phone. They're like, "We got this school project we're going to do. We're going to go investigate the school, because this used to be a convent where they would house girls who were pregnant, but not through marriage. The society hid them underground." Which, you know, like parents do, send their daughters away like the shit in fucking Desperate Housewives.
Yeah, with Danielle.
Okay, but it's supposed to be serious, and one of those places where they actually sent them away to like become blah blah blah. So it's apparently the school used to do this, and they're doing this thing because apparently a bunch of people had abortions there, and everyone died, and it's haunted, and blah blah blah.
Right. That's pretty tragic. Imagine. I don't know. It could be. Actually, I was going to say it'd probably be scary being attacked by a ghost of a child, but then again, I have seen Casper, and he seemed pretty friendly, so maybe would be more fun.
There's no friendly ghosts in this movie.
Unfortunate. Are there fetus ghosts?
There is a fetus ghost.
God, dude, it's like one of those directors might have even been me. That's so crazy. I thought, who would have ever come up with that? And then given that information, who would have ever jumped to the conclusion of doing something so crazy?
Only the 3 directors behind Ginger Snaps.
Wait, that movie also had 3 minds leading the charge?
No. The only thing related from Ginger Snaps, I think, is the producer. I don't think anybody that actually wrote or directed that's involved with this, because Ginger Snaps is actually good in its own weird way. It's actually good. This movie's not. So then she's
Well, that movie's
like,
at least that movie's a meditation for woman maturation.
Yeah, that's what makes it so good,
Yeah.
actually. So she's like, so the school's haunted downstairs. Look, this cop investigated a year ago or 10 years ago. They never say. That cop is the ex-black cop.
Yeah.
And he's walking around the school, and they go down, and there's a body pressed up against the wall, and then there's another body on the ground with something in their eye, and he's like, "Oh!" And the camera goes away.
Nice.
And they're like, "We're going to go down there and investigate it." And then their friend shows up with the keys to go downstairs, and then she says, "See ya."
Fourth friend, or
A
this
fourth
is still who's the 4th friend?
some other chick. Don't know her
Okay,
name.
red
She's
hair?
also white, black hair.
Okay,
Or brunette, I guess, is the actual term they say these days.
sure, maybe.
So she comes, delivers the keys. She's dating the Asian boy. This is important for later.
Okay.
Don't know if he's Asian either. I think he is. I don't remember. I barely remember this.
You're
fucking
like
movie.
honestly, I can never really tell those kind of things. I have a very hard time deciphering. I can't looking at people in general. It's very hard for me to pinpoint anything like that.
It would help if I recognized any of
It
these
actually takes a
actors.
lot of me to even track one of those things down.
She's dating this guy. She gives him the keys to snoop around the school. Then she goes away because she's going on Christmas vacation with her family. Then we, I think, follow her, or maybe we go to the guy from Letterkenny. What do you want to hear first? I don't remember which happens. Do you want to hear Letterkenny, or do you want to hear the girl that's not on the trip? Or rather, is going on a trip?
I'm honestly offended. Do you think I give a shit?
Letterkenny?
Sure.
So then he's with his recently separated from wife, trying to rekindle with her and his son. And they're going to go to a Christmas
Is
tree.
his son or it's his wife's son?
I think it's his son for the first sequence of these three people.
But then
I think it's his son.
think it's not his son.
Then later on in the movie, it's very heavily implied, from my opinion, that's her son from another person.
Ambiguities, honestly, I feel like there's definitely, if there's an NYU film professor right now, there's a very moment saying that one of the most important parts of horror is the ambiguity.
That and taking place around Christmas time.
Well, we're the ones saying that.
So
that's a little bit above his pay grade.
They're getting a Christmas tree on Christmas Eve, and instead of doing what everybody...
Another thing that no one ever does.
Here's another thing
I love that. Don't you love that in movies? When the things just, in a movie that's supposed to make you feel like kind of scared, they just do something stupid and dumb like that, which is like, well, who the hell? They deserve to die.
So scary.
It's one of those moments where it's like, no, that person, they die, right?
2/3 of these people... No, one person dies in this group.
Okay, you know why? Because they bought their tree on Christmas Eve.
They didn't buy their tree. That's
they
the
stole
funny
it.
Thing. Instead of going to
so not only do they deserve
lot,
to die for their just stupid, backwards ass way of thinking, they also were thieves who need to get their hands cut off.
In order for this story to make sense, okay, hold on. You have to stop cutting me off first. That's really going to help me
tall
tell
order.
the story. Okay. This all comes together at the end. Okay, so
so you say.
So. Ex-cop's idea is to go steal a tree, not even from just a public grounds. He's intentionally going to someone's private property. It says marked, no trespassing private property. And his wife's like, what are you doing?
He's like, I used to be a cop, okay?
Like, I ain't
it's
a cop
fine.
no more.
It's fine. I thought, so wait, this isn't like that one movie with, what piece of shit actor, what guy who used to be famous in the 90s made a Christmas movie where he was like working at a little Christmas tree farm, and someone tried robbing it.
Oh God, this sounds really familiar.
It was like 2013. Some loser. It's not Tim Allen, but it's someone.
Isn't Paul Rudd and Giamatti in a movie with that exact premise?
Paul Rudd and Paul Giamatti.
Yeah,
that could be them, but I think Paul Giamatti is actually a very good actor, so I don't think that's him.
I don't know.
It's some loser, like, or it's like it might as well be a fucking WWE production.
Okay, that's not what I'm.
It's one of those movies.
So no, he goes on this.
Can you tell your fucking story, please?
Trying hard here. He steals this. He goes into this forest that's private property, and the owner's watching them do this the entire time from the back. We again, no idea how big this land is, no idea where they are in proximity. He just always somehow sees them.
The guy's watching over his crops
and doesn't say anything. Just lets them steal the tree. And then the guy from Letterkenny, as they're dragging the tree back, and he's like, I can't believe I found this amazing tree, guys. The fucking tree's 3 feet tall. You trespass this fucking... You know what they got at every tree lot? At least a 6-foot fall. What the fuck?
Yeah,
is a 3-foot tree?
You have no... I think here's something I will say.
This is beautiful.
Here's something I will say, okay? You have every right to cut down any tree you see anywhere. Okay? Everyone here has...
Yes.
This is true. All right? This is actually... And I know you're thinking that sounds illegal. No, I actually talked to a guy.
Specialist.
Some might say. He's more of a humble guy. So for that, I'll leave his name out of it. But he... Listen, he's rather well-versed in all things trees. And talk to him. He talked to some other guys. Turns out you're actually completely allowed to do this. And... What you do is you go cut down any tree you want. The only thing you can't do is be a fucking loser who cuts down a little 3-foot tree. Because the whole allure of going to cut down a tree illegally is to cut down a tree with a history, you know? Like, remember that thing? Didn't someone once... This happened at some point between 1960 and last year. I'm confident of that.
Okay.
Where someone accidentally, fucking dumbass Jimmy Carter, peanut farming, stupid piece of shit, idiot, in, like, Missouri... cut down a tree that was like 4,000 years old, not realizing. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. I thought it looked cool. I thought I'd make a cool coffee table.
Believe it or not, Alex, I have no idea who that happened to.
That's besides
I've
the
never
point.
even heard that fucking story.
That's besides the point. Okay, the main point I'm bringing up here, all right? The problem was I did a bowl, and that brief moment of silence where I wasn't talking, that was me smoking.
Thank you for
and I
making
came
up
back
for
a
all
little
of it.
stupider, okay?
I noticed.
I'm sorry.
They steal the 3-foot tree. Shut up, I'm finishing my story.
No, all I was going to say, if you're going to cut down a tree,
up.
the only allure is cutting down like a giant 12-foot
obviously.
illegal tree on the side of the road. Why would you want to go cut down some stupid tree that hasn't even grown yet?
Dude, his son's taller than this fucking tree.
He's probably a dumb, annoying little shit son too, isn't it?
Super fucking annoying. So they're dragging this
Apparently
fucking
the
tree.
only good kid actor of all time was that one who didn't get cast in Star Wars. Everyone else is fucking trash.
Yeah, they missed the mark with that one. They're dragging this tree behind him, and he's just going on and on about how beautiful this tree is. So much to the
Nice.
point his fucking kid just walks
He's
off.
like,
and
he's like, actually,
disappears.
this is actually a fucking really fucking sexy tree.
He won't shut the fuck up about it. His kid disappears. They have to
And
go
the
find
sap
him.
starts leaking, and he starts to get a little closer to the tree.
No, they have to go find this kid, and he's in some hollowed out cavity
Wait,
of
where'd the
another
kid
tree.
go?
He disappeared when.
Oh, when the dad was marveling at the pine needles.
I said that 3 times.
So I should have listened to you.
When he would shut the fuck up, when you would shut the fuck up, I said how he would shut the fuck up about the tree.
It's interesting. I think me and this guy would get along.
You guys get on great. They find the kid, only obviously something's different about him.
Right.
Okay. Then it cuts.
Physically, or he's possessed?
I'll let you know when it gets past that. 'Cause let me cut away.
Interesting. Oh my god, I keep forgetting.
Yes.
I was so invested in this story.
Then we go to the one friend that's not going into the classroom with everybody. She's on she's going on a Christmas trip with her dad, who has some bullshit science company he invented.
There's another made-up lie. Hey, you know what? No one ever has ever done go on a trip for Christmas. It's never happened once. Okay, that's fucking stupid, and it never happens.
And he's like, we got this fucking estranged aunt over here in bumfuck
That's another
nowhere.
thing no one ever has, and every single one is. We don't have estranged aunts. We have no aunts. This is stupid.
I know.
Go back to the other story, man. This story sucks.
No, I have to, because it all makes sense. It all comes together at the end. Like all great anthologies,
Yeah.
it all converges. So he's like, I just gotta make sure he has a nice Christmas.
That's a common misconception with anthologies. Most people think it's just 6 stories you couldn't complete, so you put them together.
Yes.
In actuality, it's 6 perfect stories that you were kind enough to merge into one
Yes,
story.
for an even bigger, greater story.
Or for a lesser, shorter story because you had to merge all of them together. How long is this movie? I'm assuming it's at least 7 hours.
Well, thank God we watched it on Tubi, so every 15 minutes there were 17 ads that popped up. So
yeah,
it took
it's
8
a real
hours
liberal
to
use of the
watch.
word free to watch.
Yeah,
I feel like it's not free to watch. I feel like I'm giving up a lot here.
So yeah, if you guys want, it's free on Tubi. If you have no
it
problems
called?
fixing a Christmas horror story.
Okay, I was gonna say if someone's been listening for 45 minutes, they could have been going insane this whole time. Like, stop telling me the name of Black Xmas and tell me what the fuck you're talking about.
So then so the mom is the whole family sucks. This girl and her family, a bunch of fucking assholes.
Nice.
And the mom's like, yeah, if we could be a loving family. Now we get to his
For a
fucking-
week?
Yeah, because he's like, I just want to be a
'cause it's the
loving family for
holidays.
Christmas. She's like,
Nice.
yeah, like that'll happen. Now they're at the fucking estranged aunt's house, and she's just some vaguely Eastern European accent. She fades
Nice.
in
I
and
love
out of
those.
it.
How? Okay, is it like the guy from 6 Feet Under? That bad?
Same origin.
Nice.
Somewhere in
okay.
that region.
in the Eastern Bloc.
Yeah, somewhere there. Who knows? She has a groundskeeper. Same thing. Has an accent.
Nice.
Might be Eastern European.
Giving out
Who
lamps to
knows?
people and whatnot.
It might as well be. He
Nice.
tends to her animals, I guess, because he's walking around with a fucking staff, but there's no sheep, there's no animals to herd
He's
to.
a herder. That's awesome.
Fucking, so her family's there, and her.
She's a squirter.
And well-
It's crazy.
Yeah, I guess. Well, I gotta get this
That's-
quick, man. There's a
if
lot of
there's no, if
story
there's no
to get through.
animals, that's what the stick's for.
I never thought of it that way. So while the girl's dad's trying to sell the aunt on this bullshit company he's invented, the dumbass fucking son's pushing around this Krampus fucking doll. He's and the grandma's like, "Don't fucking touch that!" In some Eastern European accent. Again, it's very vague.
Don't fucking touch that.
Well, she screamed it.
No, she didn't.
And then she goes away with the
I
dad.
can see why you'd think that, but that's actually not true.
Then the groundskeeper comes back and he says, "Hey, fuckface, stop playing with that doll."
Why do they have this doll so readily available if it's not supposed to be played with?
Because Krampus is of Eastern European origin.
Imagine if
so-
Ali Larder in Varsity Blues came out in the whipped cream underwear, and then when James Vanderbeek made the right decision and pursued fucking her
Uh-huh.
in this alternate version of the film,
Yeah.
imagine if then she said, actually, I'm not feeling this.
Yeah.
You're like, well, then I would have appreciated maybe just traditional underwear then, at least, the very least. You could have stopped at that point. If I had even gone to the whipped cream underwear, it's a little far.
I feel like that bull did that thing again where, because
I
I
mean,
didn't follow any of that
I was saying,
again.
why would you leave a doll out if it wasn't meant to be played with?
It's not a doll. It's a statue. It's like one of those.
Okay, so then guess what, Robbie? It makes perfect sense.
like a
'cause of the
porcelain
description you
statue.
gave
You're
me.
right, I'm
it was a
sorry.
Raggedy Ann doll in the middle of the living room begging to be played with, and this kid grabs it and he gets chastised for it. I was feeling bad for the fucking kid, sympathetic even.
No, it's like one of those China doll things where it's like porcelain and it's a statue.
Well, this kid's a fucking idiot then.
And then the groundskeeper.
This kid's a loser.
Then the groundskeeper comes in and says, "Hey, stop fucking playing with that." So the kid smacks
Rightfully
on the
so.
ground. Kid smacks on the ground.
Smacks the vase on the ground or
He
whatever.
smacks the Krampus thing
Yeah.
onto the ground. And the groundskeeper.
Now I'm
is so
picturing that giant porcelain kitty thing that was in that one Japanese horror movie where they had like all the school things come kill him.
It's this tall.
What?
It's this tall. The little
It's a handheld. What is this?
Yeah. Okay. Then the groundskeeper storms off. We don't see him until the very
It
end.
breaks, then Car Delevingne comes out all mystic like.
No. This movie doesn't even have that kind of creativity.
Okay. It just breaks like any traditional thing would.
Estranged. Nice. No. It breaks, and it's something ominous. That's not the word.
Anonymous? It's the word, but you move some of those N's and those M's
Ominous.
around.
That word,
Ominous.
that happens, and the aunt says, "Get the fuck out of here." We see them driving away. Then something flashes past their
Is
car.
this a
They
nice
crash.
house they're in?
It's like a
I'm
Eastern
picturing the
European
house.
style
What's
castle
that
in the middle of
Maggie?
nowhere.
That Lauren Cohen movie, The Boy.
Yeah, it looks like that kind
Okay.
of. It's yeah, it basically looks like that.
Okay,
Might be the same house.
could be.
Probably isn't. Then after that, we cut back to probably William Shatner again, and he's no. We cut back to Santa.
Okay.
Because Santa's in this
Santa
movie.
Claus is in this
okay?
movie, yeah.
Cut back
I
to
heard about
Santa.
that.
He's at the North Pole again. They never say it's the North Pole.
Why? Probably because don't want to spoil
Legal
it.
reasons. So it's the North Pole, and then his Mrs. Claus is pretty fucking hot, by the way.
Annette O'Toole.
She comes in. Not O'Toole hot. Just not O'Toole's not playing Mrs. Claus.
Mm.
She comes in. She's giving cookies, and this one elf's like, "I don't want."
That's awesome. I'm sorry. That was just a throwaway name, but realistically, how'd that never happen?
That's a good point.
How hasn't that
That
happened?
has to have happened somewhere.
Somewhere along the line must have said, "That's Mrs. Kringle."
It's most definitely happened somewhere.
Instead, we get the chick who made out with Angelina Jolie. That's nuts.
Yeah, it worked out.
Oh.
So she makes cookies, and this one elf's like,
No, you know what you could put it into? Instead of putting
"Can you
that, I
intentionally
know
wait
Paul
till I finally get back on track
Giamatti
and
looks
start
like
talking again?" Yes.
like you
guess
could put a
so.
blender of all the ugly people together,
Uh-huh.
but you still could give him a hot Mrs. Claus in that movie instead of that ugly shrew.
Good point.
And also, then you put Rachel Weisz in the room with her, and you really see how ugly she is. That's kind of rude.
It's really rude. Kind of like what you're doing right fucking now. So as I was trying to say,
Right.
the one elf doesn't want the fucking cookies, and he goes, "I don't want your fucking cookies, you Christmas cunt." And he screams.
That's what he says?
Yes.
That's awesome.
He screams and cuts his fucking fingers off, bleeds to
Wait,
death.
he cuts the guy who offered him the cookies. He
cuts his own
off.
fingers off.
He does the Dan Scott punch your own fucking window when you get angry.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Okay, he bleeds to death.
Okay.
And then the other elf goes,
I was really hoping this is the guy. This is John Michael Higgins, right? I'll have a birthday cake. It's him.
I don't believe so.
My very sexy, handsome wife, Diora.
No, it's not him.
Oh, it's not him.
No. It would have been so much funnier and better if
Okay.
it was. He actually is the one who cuts his fingers off.
That's what I thought happened.
No, it's not him. So then the other elf goes, "Santa, elves can't die, right?" And he goes, "No, they can't die." Then it cuts back to William Shatner.
Oh, so this elf. So this guy did this. Hold on a second. Are these elves in some sort of thing where since they know they can't die, that's how they protest things? They just fucking mutilate themselves?
Something's going on at
Because
the
he
North
obviously
Pole.
didn't think he would, so he did that not thinking he would die.
I think he did it in sheer rage and then just
yeah, like
stopped.
most fucking. I guess elves are pretty fucked up people.
They're really violent. Not a lot of people know that.
So actually, yeah, it's not the growth. It makes sense.
So then it cuts back to William Shatner. He's opening up Christmas cards. We find out that the girl that's on the trip with her family.
How big do these elves look? Are these like heads pasted on children's bodies? Is
think
it
they're all
trick
little
photography?
I
Okay.
can't tell. I think they're not even little people. I think they're just people who are short and creepy.
That's fun. They're just a bunch of Danny DeVitos walking around.
because he's cool.
Yeah, Danny
and
DeVito's pretty
he can actually
From
act.
Jersey.
Actually, you know what? This movie though, not these creepy elves so much. No offense, creepy elves, but everybody else kind of could at least act for what it was worth. So
Nice.
that wasn't terrible to watch them act. Despite how dumb this fucking movie was.
Yeah.
Then we cut to William Shatner. He's looking at Christmas cards while he's still babbling about some fucking
On his
bullshit.
show still?
Yeah, dude, this is a
See,
24-hour
this guy
all
brought
access
his Christmas
show.
cards that were sent from his home to his work.
I guess so, because it's a card saying "Merry Christmas, Dangerous Grandpa," because his show's Dangerous Dan.
Also, it's fans sending in letters.
No, it's his family. What did I just fucking say?
You just
Dangerous
said-
Grandpa.
Dangerous Grandpa was the name of his radio show.
No, you fucking buffoon. I said his show is Dangerous Dan, but his family sent him the Christmas card saying "Merry Christmas, Dangerous Grandpa." So that way we'd all know
So
the
is this
connection.
okay, hold on. I have a serious fucking question I need answered right now. Am I meant to believe that William Shatner has a living grandfather, or this is his grandkids calling him the Dangerous
How
Grandpa?
fucking stupid are you, Alex? This is a card from his grandkids, you dumb
All
fucking
right,
moron.
that I can get behind you. I thought you were telling me that Bill Shatner's got a grandpa who's writing him cards. I'm like, hey, just so you know, you're using my whole dangerous. I'm the dangerous grandpa here.
You're fucking an idiot, dude. Fucking so we find out that his grandkids are the kids on the trip with their dad trying to sell this business bullshit to the estranged aunt. Why not go straight to the source, Bill Shatner himself? I don't know. They went to the aunt instead for some reason, though. He says who he hasn't talked to. So we find out that's who the Christmas card's from. He starts talking. Then we cut back to the kids who are trying to do their project in the school.
I forgot about them.
Exactly. That's what makes it good. All good anthology is good. You keep going back to these stories. Right. They're underground.
What's going on with my man, the cop from Letterkenny?
He comes up after this one again. So we cut back to the kids, and the girls like doing this news reporter thing, and the deans just walk around the school. So they run to open up the keys. Thank God that one girl who's not on this little excursion with them gave them the keys, so now they can sneak into the basement of the school. Even though the basement door was locked from the hallway, when they go into the other side, they're just locked into the basement somehow. So they locked themselves.
Well, I guess it must have been. I guess when that babushka doll fell off the shelf earlier and shattered. Mm-hmm. That must have been some sort of like locking spell thing that happened.
I can see what you think next. I said these stories are connected. They're not connected that deeply.
Interesting. Oh, so that falling off the shelf had nothing to do. The elf on the shelf had nothing to do with this one.
Here's how we have them connected.
Wait, so you tell me this? Okay, hold on a second. You're telling me we have stories that are just grounded in like we're in Bulgaria.
No,
and then randomly we have one storyline that just takes place in the North Pole. Yes. That's unrelated to these storylines.
All these stories take place in the same made-up town, Bailey Downs.
And then one of them takes place in the North Pole.
One's the North Pole, yes. So this Eastern European lady is just like on the outskirts
you know how Magnolia, everyone was like in the same town? Mm-hmm. Wouldn't it feel a little goofy if one of them was from Alberta?
Probably a little goofy. Almost as goofy as this fucking movie feels. Hold on. You haven't even gone to the goofy parts yet. So we cut back to those kids. They go into the basement, and not the ghost fetus. The ghost fetus' mother, mommy ghost, possesses the redhead girl. And they realize first of all, they're like, we can't get out of this basement. We're locked down here. Mind you, this basement's not underground. This is one of those basements where the school's on a hill, so part of this basement's underground, part of it's at ground level. There's windows. I'm assuming there's all over the fucking basement.
Like those little windows at the top.
They could have easily, yeah, but they're bigger than those little windows. Those windows you're thinking of, think that, but twice the size.
Interesting.
Could have easily broken any one of these fucking windows and just gone down, gone about your merry way. But no, she gets possessed, and for some reason,
how's the possession look in the movie?
Terrible.
Nice.
I'm sorry, you don't see the possession. She just acts differently.
Is there any visual differences?
Actually, no. She has a seizure. I forgot. She has a seizure, then she's possessed.
Is this like a real seizure? Or is this like Carl on the Walking Dead seizing?
Bingo. It's Carl on the Walking Dead.
Dude, it's so hard to find someone who can do something so simple so poorly. that takes quality work.
So she goes into
some catatonic state.
First,
she's
you
not
see
possessed.
the ghost that possesses her, mind you. You see this ghost just appearing behind things for a half hour. Then she finally gets possessed. Then
does this movie also end where they're like say the ghost's name?
It's even cleverer than that.
Okay. What? Just say the ghost's name. It'll vanquish it.
Steven.
Wow. I wish I did that before 6 of my children were viciously slaughtered.
Now you know.
Yeah. Now for next time. Now I know.
So she gets possessed. She lures the Asian guy into her room. She's like, I have to have sex with you right now. And he's
that's
like,
fucking awesome.
But he's like, I got a girlfriend. Maybe that girl gave us the keys. Who's now with her family with that weird.
Yeah, but this idiot, he doesn't realize that his girlfriend doesn't want to have sex with him right now.
I know, because she's not here.
That girl does.
He doesn't get it.
This guy's an idiot.
So he's like, no, I can't. And she doesn't like that. So she takes the crucifix on the wall and stabs it through his fucking eye. You don't see that, though.
I thought you were going to say dick hole, so this is a lot nicer.
No. You don't get to see that part, though. You see the crucifix on the wall shake.
You know what that'd be?
What?
A really expensive and complicated thing to film.
Yeah. All you see is the crucifix shake on the wall, and it just hard cuts to black. Then we go back to the ex-cop, who, remember, was in the video these kids were watching before they went down to the basement, because he saw whatever happened in the basement a year or two prior. I remembered that. So now we're with him, and his family are at home, and this kid's acting a little weird. They're having spaghetti for dinner, and this kid's just scooping the spaghetti into his mouth and won't stop.
Is he chewing it?
No, he's just...
Is the actor actually... So is the actor just... I want to know is the actor actually shoveling in more and more food, or are they kind of doing it and more so food is just falling out and they're catching it, putting it back in, and there's just like this whole sloppy little mess?
He does it till he can't. It cuts. They redo the take. So this is the best part of the movie.
Okay.
This visual effect.
You turned around. Interesting. Maybe this kid's got a little bit of moxie. And he just has some... He's doing... Maybe it's all him. Is this kid all right?
No.
Okay, so you have anything else to do the whole entire... Wait, is this the kid? Is this the fucking dumb kid with the tree who got kidnapped earlier?
Yes.
Oh, so this kid sucks.
Yeah.
Where do you get so good? Where do you get this spark of genius?
He's not possessed,
thing?
though. He's not possessed, though. Only the redheaded girl's possessed.
His sister?
She's not related. The only way she's related is because this guy's dad or mom's boyfriend was the cop at the school a year ago or 10 years ago. Again, we don't know. I just know he was the cop there once.
That's all you need to know, really. You know what happened. You really know when it happened. That doesn't make any sense at all.
So the mom's like, "Whoa, stop eating spaghetti like that." Then he goes, "Stop eating spaghetti like that."
Stop. He's like, why don't you fucking shut the fuck up,
No, this
cunt.
kid isn't talking anymore.
Christmas cunt. What was the joke earlier? Christmas cookie cunt?
It was that. I don't want your cookies, Christmas cunt.
I don't want your cookies, Christmas cunt. That's what he says to her. That's how they're all that's how they're all connected. Because
No.
every one of the stories ends with that person saying it.
No, that would be better, but that's not what happens.
Oh my god,
No,
makes
instead,
sense.
this kid stabs the guy from Letterkenny in the hand with his fork,
That's fucked.
and Letterkenny guy rightfully goes to smack him.
Yeah, nice.
And the mom goes, "Don't you hit my son." Now, here's why I'm confused if it's his kid or
And then
not.
he pulls out his sidearm. He didn't relinquish it like a real cop never would.
No, but he did.
And he pulls it out and he just puts one between the eyes.
No. He gets...
And the kid's like, I'm sorry. He's like, oh, are you?
No.
And he goes Benicio del Toro and he kills the kids too.
Dude, never have you ever been so off with your guesses.
Interesting.
He gets pissed, storms into the bedroom, patches up his hand.
And then he says, your mother, Silas, said don't put your elbows on the table. And he takes the elbow, slams it down, and everyone gets real shocked. And then the kid gets up and gives him the middle finger in a very exaggerated way. And then he drives home Shane's girlfriend.
Better than that. Here's an idea.
Shut the
Stop
fuck up.
talking.
Interesting.
Okay? Then they get a phone call. She's like, "Don't hit my son." She looks at her kid, and her kid's fucking scoop up the spaghetti
He's
still.
not possessed.
No, he's
not
possessed.
possessed.
He's not
He's
possessed.
just a dick.
Something's different about him. He's not possessed. Okay? You will find out. Everything you're confused about will be answered and revealed.
Does he have like a ghost friend who's hanging out with?
Here, guess what, Alex? If you shut the fuck up, I'd get to the punchline.
find
You know
out.
what's happening.
Interesting.
So
That checks out.
then all of a sudden she gets a call.
That checks out.
I don't know if this is in the right order now. She just don't stop. She gets a call from the guy who's on the farm, whose farm it is, that they stole this fucking tree from.
Right.
He's like, "Yo, I saw you stole my tree. I want it fucking back."
Wait, does he know them?
He's saying, no. He tracked their license plate, somehow got her phone number.
That's
I
not how
don't know if
things
you can do
That
that.
doesn't work that way.
Farm guy figured it out.
That's hilarious. That means this guy's another suspicion that I drive with my own plates. That's a bit of leap of logic there.
Well, ex-cop wasn't smart enough to steal something with his actual with different plates.
Yeah.
So he tracked.
You think I commit crimes with my actual plates on?
He's like, "There's something wrong with your son," and she goes, "Shut the fuck up, hang it up."
Not this pitch is awesome. Look, the second guy she just shut the fuck up to.
So then she goes to sleep. First guy from Letterkenny is drinking a beer because now we're learning he's an
Real
alcoholic.
brand?
Okay. No, it's like Yingling or something that only fucking
That's a real
morons
brand.
drink. No, I thought you said. I mean, like it's a good brand. I don't know. It looked like a Yingling. It probably wasn't Yingling. It's probably
Did it just
Jing
say
Jang
beer
Jang
on
or
it?
something.
Yeah.
It probably said beer. Exactly.
Nice.
Yeah. Probably
Okay.
said. I don't know what it says. That's not the point. You're focusing on the small details that don't matter.
Could not disagree with you anymore.
No, in this movie they don't matter. So he's drinking a beer because now not only have we learned that he's slightly. She says you said you could handle your anger, as if him trying to smack the kid was out of line.
Did he get stabbed?
Stabbed first, then went to smack the kid.
You know what? No. To be fair though, if you think about it, you get stabbed. It's a little fucked up for you to smack a child. If you get stabbed by a child, the more eye for an eye response would be to stab him back. I don't know if she would have objected to that so much.
You know what's amazing? You take the smoke break, and somehow I don't get to say anything that time. You just
interesting.
talk, smoke, talk. It's like it's all simultaneous.
That's not easy.
Shut the fuck up! Fuck! Where was I?
You're talking about how the guy's wife tells him to
Thank
fuck
you.
off.
Thank you. You're kind. Thank you for that. So he's drinking a beer. He's like, "Yo, honey, let's have sex." And she goes, "No, I'm not into that." He gets pissed off, storms off. She goes to sleep.
And he's like, all right, yeah, I guess my dick's going to jerk itself off.
He says that, actually.
And he walks
It's
away.
just that.
That's fucking sick.
Then he goes and falls asleep on the couch in the living room drinking
That sounds
a
like
beer.
a cop,
'Cause
man. I know a lot of cops. That sounds like a cop.
He's had one beer and fell asleep, and he's an alcoholic. We have to make sure that's very clear. We all know this.
So he's a lightweight.
He's an abusive alcoholic. That's
He's
the
an
message.
abusive lightweight.
Who used to be a
His
cop.
wife thinks he's an alcoholic because of how fast he passes out drunk, and she assumes that he's sneaking all this alcohol, but in reality, he's really just having this one beer, becoming a vicious monster, and passing out. And she's like, "Yeah, I'm checking. I'm like an eagle checking his spending. I don't know. I have all his finances. I do the checkbook. I don't know where he's getting all this alcohol because he literally it's like I buy him a 6-pack every Sunday, and he doesn't even drink on Saturdays."
No, that doesn't happen. What actually instead happens, the kid crawls into the bed as mom's asleep and starts trying to eat her.
Fucker?
Eat her.
Oh,
Munch, munch,
dude,
munch,
I
munch,
coughed
munch.
when you said that. Yeah, I thought you said you tried to have sex with her.
And she thinks she's just having a fun dream. Then all of a sudden she wakes up. She's like, "Wait, my husband's not next to me." And you hear just stampering back like it's Chucky.
Wait, he was trying to eat her out?
Yeah,
He's giving her head?
it's implied. Again, nothing in this
That's
movie.
nuts!
Nothing in this movie is ever.
How old is
accurate.
this kid?
10.
This kid's eating pussy at 10?
It's not the kid.
A fucking
It's not the kid.
Crazy.
It's not the kid.
Oh, it's his friend.
It's whatever this thing is from the forest that this guy owns, and this guy
Is there
wants
at
it
least
back.
is there at least like one scene like in the Evil Dead where you have to see it crawl into the person?
No.
There's no penetration in this movie? You tell me there's no penetration in this movie?
No.
What's the point of watching it around the holidays?
She goes out, finds her. I'm sorry. Then we cut back to Letterkenny guy in the living room. He wakes up after he's passed out because he's a fucking drunk.
Yeah.
Sees that all the presents were
He's
open.
a lightweight.
He's a lightweight. He sees all the presents were open.
And he's like, "You open presents without me?"
No, it's not Christmas yet. It's Christmas Eve still. So he gets pissed.
Oh, so he's even more furious. He's like,
Yeah.
so he's not only open presents without him, they didn't even wait till the morning.
He gets stabbed in the hand by this kid. Then she doesn't want to have sex with him.
How bad of a stab was it?
He put a Band-Aid on it, so I guess not that bad.
At least a butterfly Band-Aid and a little
No,
gauze?
it was a regular
Nothing?
Band-Aid. One of those like oval-shaped Band-Aids.
That's interesting.
Like the knee-shaped ones, like on the knee ends.
Mm.
That shape. So he goes to go yell at the kid, and she's like, "Don't hit my son."
Isn't there also a girl in the house?
No. He goes to pull out his belt, and she's
Whoa.
like, "Don't do this." And
Is
then
this, hold on, is this his belt or just like his cop belt? Like he's gonna fucking beat the shit out of this kid with 60 pounds of weight added to it.
regular
All
everyday
right.
pedestrian.
I preferred
belt.
my idea where he hits the kid after the first time, the gun flies out, drops on the floor, and shoots the mother.
Kid's best acting at this point, though. He starts smiling at him as he's starting to smack the shit out of him with the belt. She screams at him. She kicks him out.
And then it's like that movie where that girl does the crab walk and she's scaring everybody, but then she says,
No, it's not like that, Alex. Okay, it's not like that.
Wait,
Let me
what?
finish my
wait,
story.
hold on. What does she say in that movie?
No,
that
no,
trips
it's
him
not
up?
like it. Doesn't matter. No idea.
She doesn't say blowjob. She says blowing
Yes,
job.
blowing job. We got
That's
to the bottom
giveaway.
of the Thank you. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, then he goes outside.
Yeah.
She yells at him again, tells him not to smack the kid. Kid goes to sleep. Guy from Letterkenny goes into the living room, starts drinking, takes 2 shots of whiskey, and then it cuts to another story. I'm pretty sure it's the family that was at the Eastern European lady. So we're going to say that's the story that's next.
Okay.
We cut to them, and they're just wandering around the fucking forest now because their car broke down. Instead of walking back to the fucking aunt's house, they're just aimlessly walking. And then all of a sudden, some chain smacks the husband. He's bleeding out all of a sudden. Then,
Okay.
and he dropped the flare he had. The kid goes to pick up the flare. Chain comes out.
The
yanks
kid does or the demon does?
the kid does. Then it chain in front of the demon, grabs the kid, yanks him back into the forest. Then they're running around like crazy.
Wait, why are they in the forest?
Because before we cut away to the other good stuff that's been happening so far, they almost got in an accident because some mysterious force ran past their car and they crashed. As they were leaving the aunt's house, she was furious that they broke her Krampus doll.
Wait, this is
antique.
that kid?
Yes, this family.
Was he possessed before he broke the babushka doll?
No one in this universe is possessed yet. The only person who's possessed is the redhead at the school.
What's going on with that elf who cut his fingers off? Is he still dead?
He's dead. Yeah, we're gonna get back to him. Thank you for reminding me about that. It's important to remember all this Santa shit 'cause it all comes back at the end. Everything comes.
Now I'm getting really invested.
Yeah. So they're wandering the forest. Then all of a sudden the kid goes to pick up the flare after his dad starts bleeding out. Then the chain comes out, grabs the kid. Kid goes bye-bye into the forest. And the family's like, oh my God, where's the kid? And instead of looking for him, they find the nearest chapel that happens to be out there in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
And the mom's like, we have to save our son.
That's the thing about chapels. Even when you're in the middle of nowhere, you can always find one of those.
Because God's always with
Because God's always with you.
And they see the chapel. They run inside. And the mom's like, we have to find your brother. And the daughter goes, fuck, no, we don't. Did you see that thing? She locks up the chapel. And then the chain breaks in. I'm sorry. Now I'm getting ahead of myself. Then they'll have a nice little confession with each other about how shitty of people they all are. The dad's like, that science company I invented, made it up. It's not a real thing. I just keep getting people to invest in here so I can buy you nice shit 'cause you're a fucking bitch to me. That's not what he says. He says everything but the bitch part. He says, because I didn't deserve a
He
woman
says,
like you.
because he says, fuck, he does the line everyone does in the movie, the penultimate moment before the big bad reveal where everyone says to the person, I don't want any cookies, you Christmas cunt.
Yes, that's exactly what he says.
Sick.
Then this demon thing throws its chain again through the chapel, yanks him out.
I'm picturing, or is this like one of the, what are they called in Hellraiser? They're the,
No, that would have been fucking sick.
what are those things called?
I don't remember.
They have a special name. They're not demons. They're something with an A. All I can think of is Gorgonites from fucking
Oh, it's really
Small
close to
Soldiers.
that,
That's all I
actually.
can think
We're
of.
calling them Gorgonites.
The Gorgonites from
Hellraiser.
Hellraiser.
No, that would have been sick. We get this giant. He has like the horse hoof thing,
Ew.
and then he's just jacked,
Ew.
like Snow White,
No, so there's
big horns with the little. He's Krampus. So think of Krampus. It's Krampus. The
Yeah,
demon
I
is
guess what when
Krampus.
people actually, I don't know, maybe you didn't get the fucking memo, but I'm not a fucking loser.
You're not familiar
So
with
when
Eastern
someone
European lore?
says Krampus, I actually don't picture anything at all because I'm not a moron.
It's basically a goat that's tall and jacked. And so when the kid
I
broke
don't know, it doesn't sound
Krampus,
as scary as the whole Bill Goldberg thing I pitched earlier.
it's not. It's nowhere near as scary as that. So dad gets into the chapel. Now it's just the mom and daughter. So brother's dead, dad's dead.
Nice.
Krampus comes into the chapel.
The mom's alive still.
Mom's alive, daughter's
The
alive.
Christmas cookie cunt.
Yes.
Whose daughter?
Her daughter.
Where was she earlier?
The mom?
No, the daughter.
The daughter's been here the whole time.
The daughter. No, I asked earlier. Wasn't there a daughter in the house? Why didn't he assume she opened the presents?
No, you actually there's a daughter in the house back where you're on the family from the guy with Leonard Kenny.
What
There's
family
one
is
kid.
this?
It's the black family.
What family are we talking about now?
We're talking about the family. Oh my God. How do you not pay attention? Before was Leonard Kenny family.
Yeah.
Now we're on the family of the girl whose friends are at school. Remember she gave them
The
the
white
keys?
family?
Yes. We're
Why don't
talking
you
to the
just say
Eastern
that?
European lady. I keep saying Eastern European. We're with the Eastern European family who's not Eastern European. Only the aunt is.
Okay.
Okay? Everybody's dead but the mom and the daughter, okay?
The redhead's dead?
We're not on that story.
Oh my God, this is fucking crazy.
Last time we
Now
were
I
with
understand why they had 3 directors.
Last time we were with the redhead, she was possessed and she threw the crucifix through the Asian guy's eye, but we don't see that. We just see the crucifix move and cuts to black. Then we went to the Letterkenny
So
family.
wait, she did want to have sex with him?
She did. He said no, and she wasn't
so
having
then-
it.
Okay, no. To be fair, yeah, obviously.
I know. She was totally in the right. He's an
Yeah,
idiot.
I don't know
okay?
why- I don't know why he-
I'm not mad at her.
No, okay, you're right.
I'm mad at this movie.
Okay.
So the mom and the daughter are in the chapel, and Krampus, whatever the fuck he's called, is in the chapel, and he yanks open the door, kills the mom. We don't see any of that. Instead, we just see the daughters running out of the chapel.
Why does it sound like a lot in this movie is a lot of you not seeing things?
Because of the $5,000 it cost to make this movie, $4,500 went to William Shatner. The other $5 was for the rest of the fucking thing.
That's stretching a budget thin.
He was like, "You guys aren't gonna get my usual required $14 billion asking price." Like, this is a Christmas Horror Story. What the fuck do you think we're making here, Bill? And that's how they came to that number. You right there?
I'm phenomenal.
So, fucking the daughter's running in the forest. She's the one who's
Does this
smart,
movie at least?
apparently.
I genuine question.
Uh,
Does this movie actually, at any point, at least have the respect to license one legitimate Christmas song?
Yeah, the opening. No, they do. I think they do "Carol the Bells," but the words are kind of like modernized and horror-esque.
Okay.
And that's how it opens up.
Because wouldn't you at least like I don't know, what's that like really? I can't think. That was a big hit. I can't think of a single word to explain my thought. What's that one Christmas song I'm thinking of right now?
Santa Claus is Coming to Town by Bruce Springsteen.
No. It's like a big like orchestral like.
Oh, the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, Carol the Bells.
Is that in the movie at least?
No.
Okay. What about Dominic the Donkey?
End
The
credits.
Italian Christmas donkey.
End credits.
Okay.
Turns
That's fair.
out
That's
Krampus actually Italian. Who knew?
Just so is Santa Claus.
Yeah, who knew?
I knew.
I knew about the Saint Nick thing. I didn't know
That's
about
why.
Krampus.
That's why there's no Dominic the Irish Christmas donkey.
That's a really good point.
There is an Italian Christmas donkey for good reason.
So she's running, and she's the only one that thinks to go back to the aunt's house. She's screaming for the aunt.
Because she has to get back Dominic the donkey.
Exactly. And all of a sudden, she's running. The Krampus
The
is
Italian
there.
Christmas donkey.
Krampus is there ready
One and
to
the
kill her
same.
now. Krampus is there ready to kill this
No,
girl
actually,
now,
one of the
okay?
same, believe it or not.
Krampus is there ready to kill this girl now. All right, and she trips, takes a spear next to her, stands it upright, and Krampus trips. Spear goes into his throat. This girl, that's right. This girl kills this big monster demon because he fucking
accident.
trips. And then she grabs the gas tank.
How
That's
good's
right.
the trip? Is it a good pratfall?
He walks so slowly. It's like
Okay.
he saw her put the spear up a mile away.
So it doesn't come across like when we saw that thing about Bill Hader talking about your favorite actor of all time, Bruce Dern, falling off that house.
No, nowhere near the grace that Bruce
Okay,
Dern had
yeah.
that one single moment in his entire
Yeah,
life.
because in case you didn't know, you actually hate Bruce Dern.
Fucking hate
You might have
Bruce
forgot because I said you love him so much, but in actuality, you don't like him at all.
No, you didn't trick me. I'm not falling for that again.
Well,
Fucking. So
Yep.
after she stabs Krampus, she takes the gas tank next to her, throws the gas on him, and then, by the way, when her brother broke the Krampus doll before, if I had to mention that, she stole the lighter from the aunt. So now she has
is the lighter related to the doll?
Only reason the lighter is related is because now she can set Krampus on fire. That's the only reason that this MacGuffin.
What
came
kind of
back.
lighter did she fucking get? A torch?
Like that one right here. One of these bad boys.
A Zippo?
Yeah. One of those.
Krampus falls to a Zippo?
Yeah. But then here's the craziest part of the whole movie,
Fine,
right?
that was pretty, you know.
Yeah.
There you go.
Krampus, right?
It'd be really fucked up for us to say Zippo and not let people hear. You know, like you got. You know what I mean? If you said Zippo, it just. You know what I mean?
You
one of those.
You will not be satisfied until I have a nervous breakdown.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. So as Krampus is burning to death, his giant goat massive goat muscular stature melts to the groundskeeper from earlier. He got so pissed off.
Is this as good as like that scene in Prisoner of not Prisoner, but what's the third Harry Potter movie?
Prisoner of
Azkaban. The thing I was saying originally.
Yes.
One and the same.
You're right there.
Tip of my tongue. Is this like the thing where Peter Pettigrew drives into the wall and it goes from a rat to a person? It's just this insane transformation, and you're like, that means
not even close.
No, okay.
Not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit. No. What are you talking about?
Then the aunt brings her into. Oh, so the groundskeeper got so pissed. Oh, I'm spoiling it. Shit. Fuck. Aunt lets the girl back into the house, right? She's explaining the whole Krampus thing to the girl, and then she goes, "What was that thing, Aunt? Whatever your name is." And Aunt goes,
Baru.
Aunt Baru. And Aunt Baru goes, "That was cool."
I have no fucking idea.
Well, Krampus is a spirit that possesses you when you get overly angry. And then she goes, wait a second. That was the groundskeeper. He got so angry at us for breaking your Krampus doll. He got possessed by Krampus.
Oh my god, so it's like fucking It.
Yes.
That's stupid as shit.
And then but here's the coolest part, right? So then the girl's like, you sent us out there knowing he was going to come kill us. That's
Is all this going on? I actually have to ask a question as well, because every time you've mentioned anything outside related, I have immediately assumed it's like the third act of Twister while this is going on.
No.
There's no like extreme weather and it's all pitch black with like...
There's snow outside. It's
is
dark.
it snowing or is there snow outside? So it's not snowing.
No snow has fallen.
It's just snow outside.
This is after the snow has fallen. It's already on the ground. It's been settled for
quite
a few
possibly
days.
The sickest thing you can do in any single movie. And not sick as in cool, sick as in cruel. To have a movie with snow but no snowfall.
So now, hold on a second.
That's like sex with no penetration.
If you remember, the movie opened up on Christmas Eve.
Right.
And then we went
12 hours earlier.
earlier.
Now we're at Christmas Eve.
Technically, now the aunt says we're safe. It's dawn. Krampus is gone. Okay, it's almost dawn. So now it's like 4 a.m. Christmas morning.
So does Santa deliver the presents with the elf strike going on?
That's just me pointing out the flaws in this movie. That hasn't. This is all still before. This is all before that still somehow. Potentially, maybe. It all happens at the same time, but it all happens at different times. That's what happens in this crazy
time
quirky
zones,
world.
man.
You're right, actually.
Time zones.
You're right. This isn't a plot hole. I didn't.
Yeah, you didn't think about time zones,
You're right.
dude.
So then the daughter, the girl is getting pissed at the end. She's like, you sent us out there with the Krampus. Then all of a sudden she lets the rage build up inside her and she becomes Krampus.
So now he's back around
and
too.
she kills the aunt.
Good.
But again,
Good
we don't
riddance.
see that.
Fuck that bitch.
We just see her turn to Krampus and it cuts black.
Right, I forgot about that's the movie's thing.
Now we cut back to Letterkenny, right?
Right.
Cut back to the Letterkenny guy. All of a sudden, the mom finds out that the kid's outside. She cut his hand off. The kid cut Letterkenny's hand off, tied him up to the tree, and now just playing with his bloody hand. And she calls the number of that guy, and he's like, I can get you your kid back. You have to bring this thing back to me. But you can't let it know you're going to do that.
Wait. Oh, so his kid is possessed?
His kid's not possessed. Again, this is something's different about their kid. He's not possessed, okay? The only person
This
possessed...
is as dumb as The Walking Dead when they're like, zombies? What? I have no idea what you're talking about, stranger.
Technically, the girl's not possessed by Krampus. I don't know if that even counts. She's just become Krampus. And now the redhead's still possessed by the ghost, okay? Didn't get back to her yet.
Is this like the second ghost? The ghost of Christmas Present?
Yes.
Okay. Now I'm on board.
So then we're back with Letterkenny, and then she calls because she finds out her husband,
Does
ex-husband,
that
whatever
guy
he
always
is-
wear like the big curls and shit, right? That's in every adaptation?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because I thought that was just, like me thinking about recency bias, thing I've seen, but that's like a trope, no?
I
Is it a
believe
thing?
so. I believe so.
It's not like I complain to someone about something.
So then the guy's like...
Yeah, as you were saying.
Thank you. Then the guy's like, you have to bring this thing back to my forest, but you can't let it know you're going to do that because it can sense your bad intentions. And she's like, okay. She walks out with a fucking baseball bat
And
in front
immediately
of
gives
this
up her
kid.
intentions?
Yes. But
Because
because...
you know why? Because she has respect for the kid.
No. The kid sees the bat, but then she turns the bat behind her leg, and the kid just forgets the bat's there.
Oh, this is that movie with Elizabeth Banks from like 8 years ago. Where that kid starts like shooting lasers out of his eyes and tearing up the diner and stuff and flying around.
No, this is the William Shatner movie I was telling you about.
This isn't that movie with Superman?
No. It's like that, though. So then she beats the shit out of this kid with the bat, puts him in a duffel
That's fucking.
bag.
Do we see that, or is that cut to black too?
She hits him once, and I'm pretty sure it just cuts to black again.
Dude, I want to see her beat this fucking guy in.
Then she's dragging this thing into the forest back from whence it came.
Is it unconscious? Is it unconscious?
I
Yeah,
think
is
the
it
bag's-
unconscious?
It's conscious.
It's
at some point.
conscious?
It's
Nice.
in
Good
the
to know.
bag.
Good to know.
I think the bag shakes a little bit so you know what's in there. And then this fucking farmer guy comes out and he's like, all right, you brought it back to me.
This
Thanks.
is the same farmer guy from earlier?
Same farmer guy.
Wasn't he
Whole time.
possessed?
Farmer guy's never been possessed.
Did he get super angry for they cutting down his tree?
No, he cares because this thing left his forest. His forest houses all of these things. So this isn't her son. This looks like her son.
Okay.
So this thing's a change.
So I thought this was more like the guy in that one scene of Back to the Future.
No.
But this is more like he's the fucking character in South Park.
Yeah, actually, that's exactly.
Okay,
He even
why
looks
didn't you
like
say
him.
that?
Because I didn't think of that.
Okay.
This thing's a changeling. Okay?
This is okay, gotcha.
This is a changeling. So we have Krampus, possessed girl into the school, and changeling.
And then the guy who's like, you don't want to go to that part of town.
Yes, that's
Okay.
the guy who owns the farm.
Wait, so Vincent D'Onofrio is not in this movie?
Not yet. Again, Alex, it's only Will Shatner.
Yeah, but it's a horror movie. There's got to be someone explaining something. Why wouldn't Vinny D'Onofrio
No,
be
this
in
movie
it?
does not do that trope. This movie does not have the D'Onofrio trope.
Robbie, this is a horror movie.
No, it's a
Okay,
Christmas horror
so
movie.
obviously at some point in the movie, someone's going to go on their computer, probably a Mac. They're going to call Vincent D'Onofrio. They're going to say, hey, Vinny, there's this demon. He says, let me get back to you. Then at the very end of the first act, because the first act you show in the first act, so they know in the third act. And the third act, if you establish it in the first act, and then the third act, what happens is Vincent D'Onofrio comes back saying, why haven't you answered my calls? And then presumably Ethan Hawke says, I didn't get any of your calls. And then Vinny D'Onofrio's like, I've been
service.
calling you all day. It turns out that demon's actually going to kill you.
They were going to do that, but Shatner
But then they
wanted
realized Vincent D'Onofrio
$4,500.
is really expensive.
Yeah, and
I
they're
mean,
like,
for
we-
fuck's sake, the guy's in Adventures of Babysitting.
Yeah, and they only had 500 left after
Yeah.
paying the bill. So
He's in Mystic Pizza.
Shut up, okay? No one cares about fucking Mystic Pizza right now. They care about A Christmas Horror Story.
Yeah, I'm pretty positive we're all a lot more interested in Vincent D'Onofrio than this piece of shit.
So she takes the changeling out of the bag, and the farmer goes, "Oh, thanks, thank you
Wait,
so
what's
much."
a changeling? That's what these things are called, you said?
They're like these weird little fucking.
Gremlins?
They look like. God, I can picture the thing in my head. We said
does
the
that help?
Gorgonites before, okay?
Yeah.
The Gorgonites, the crazy one that's got the big, black eye, and it goes and shakes around, crazy hair.
Right.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Are you talking about
The one that says the
actual
rock
sex
music?
dolls?
No, the
actual ones from Small Soul?
The
We're
actual
talking
kid,
about
the one with
Hellraiser
Small Soul,
still.
the one in Small Soul. That
You're
word
gonna
that I
start-
can't
You're gonna
say.
start crying. You're gonna fall on the ground in the fetal position and start crying. Don't even try to say soldier.
These things are just weird looking little fucking shit fucking heads. Okay, they're weird looking demon kind of things, but they
I
just
got it.
change
It's
to
that
look like
thick.
this.
It's
Shoot
the
shit
it's the
fish.
annoying piece of shit in the Return of the Jedi when they splice it over and does the screaming in the microphone.
Looks like Snoke.
Okay,
Looks just like Snoke.
that's not what I was talking about. But that's fine.
You said Star Wars, it made me think of it. though.
Return of the Jedi. That's what I was talking about.
So the guy's like, "Thanks for bringing my changeling back. I have all of them over the forest. They're afraid of me for some reason, so they stay here and listen to me." And she goes, "Great. Now where's my son?" He goes, "Yeah, I don't know. I just want my changeling."
That's
back."
awesome. He says, "No, I actually don't give a fuck about your stupid fucking son."
It's like, yeah, basically, he's like, "I don't know. I just need to get my changelings back, but maybe we can help you find your son. I don't know.
That's awesome, dude.
Come back tomorrow and feel like it." So she shoots him. She takes her fucking
With
dead,
his gun.
No, with the cop's old gun.
Oh, this is his. This is his girl.
Yeah.
Nice.
Dude, I don't know how you're not following this.
I don't know, man.
I can't keep this any more cohesive than I'm already doing. Okay.
Maybe there was two other guys walking around either side of you explaining it to me, so I'd have all three of the director's visions at once. It'd be a lot easier.
Maybe. So
After all, the movie was filmed by three different people.
that's true. How can me one
Person
single
possibly
person?
tell the story.
So she shoots the guy that owns the farm, and the changelings all crowd
Headshot?
around. I think 3 times in the stomach.
Nice.
And then the changeling's like, I guess, going to kill her, but she's like, "Please, just give me my son." And he's like, "Okay." Goes back
Oh,
into
this
the
thing
tree.
talk? It's verbal?
No, it just nods.
Oh.
This thing never speaks once. That's
it's
how you know something
non-verbal.
wrong with the thing. It
Interesting.
doesn't talk. Then all of a sudden her kid comes out of that tree cavity they pulled him out of before, and she's like, "Mommy, I got lost." And she's like, "Yeah, I know. Here we are." Then she hugs him, and the changelings kind of crowd them, but they don't. So maybe they kill them. Maybe they don't.
Because isn't she now the fucking? She's now the big bad bitch.
I don't know because we never follow up with the story again.
Well, I'm
We're
assuming
done with the
because I'm
storyline
assuming those
now.
changelings were only scared of him because he 45 years ago also killed someone in that very house who they were afraid of first.
He never got to say that part of the story.
Why? Because she
I
killed
think-
him.
Yeah, I think
This
she
is 3
he was-
shots to the stomach.
Before he sent over your kid, he said, "Come in, I'll explain all this. Have a cup of Joe."
Yeah.
And then she shot him. She shot him.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
So then we cut back to the kids in school. We find out the Asian kid's dead. Okay.
Yeah, I think I heard some about that.
Well, now we see it.
Yeah.
So we see she redhead girl Goes
How
to
deep
the other
is the
room.
cross? And did she stab him with the long part?
No, I got ahead of myself again. Redhead girl now tries to seduce the dorky guy.
Oh, she's the girl who killed the guy?
Yeah.
I was pulling for her, man. She seemed awesome.
Yeah. So redhead girl now seduces dorky guy.
Right.
Who they imply has liked her for a while.
Yeah.
And she does this really sick fucking thing, right? She just hikes her skirt up and sits on his lap, and they just start doing it. Right.
So
then
he
and
didn't
there.
have the same resolve of traditional values that his other friend had.
This guy doesn't have a girlfriend, so this guy had nothing to
Oh,
hold him
so okay.
back.
So since he didn't have a girlfriend, when she says, "I want to fuck you right now," he says, "That sounds awesome."
She doesn't say anything.
She doesn't have to. She does all with
The
her
second
eyes.
she gets possessed, she basically stops speaking. Because for some reason, anything that's not right in this movie just doesn't talk.
that's
the
a real
giveaway.
dangerous message to send out to people.
so she fucks him, and in 3 seconds he's done. She gets
Nice.
up, backs away, and all of a
And
sudden
she's so floored. She's like, "Did you?" She's like, "I'm not. I didn't fucking come yet."
no.
And she finally. That's the whole moment. She hasn't talked at all. She's been silent. But even the demon's pissed. And he's like, "Wait, you think we're done? You think we're fucking done because you came? What the fuck? Is that what happens?"
No,
Oh,
close though.
Well, clearly this has a male bias
I
to
forgot to
it.
get back to Santa actually. So now just remember that the last time you heard from Redhead,
She wanted to get her pussy eaten. She wanted some head.
no, she screwed the dorky guy.
Yeah, and then she said, "Eat my fucking
You know,
pussy."
actually, I'll finish this part because this is a long segment. Okay, she fucks him, gets up, walks away after he finishes, and then she puts her skirt back down, and then she blinks, and all of a sudden she's not possessed anymore. And she's like, "What the hell did you just do to me?"
Oh my god, it was his cum.
Yeah, he unpossessed.
That was the
her.
anecdote.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So that Asian guy fucked her. He could have saved her. I think his girlfriend would have understood.
Well,
And he died for it.
he's an idiot.
Oh my god.
Then he goes to look for the Asian guy, and that's when he finds the Asian guy with the cross in his eye. Now we're gonna cut back to Santa. Even though it didn't happen here, I forgot to mention Santa before. We're
Right.
just gonna take a pause
Santa
here.
Claus is doing what?
He's killing all of his elves now because all of his elves are fucking these weird fucking screaming, calling everybody a Christmas cunt. They're all screaming. They all have blood dripping out of their mouths. They're sick, I guess. They all just start turning.
Oh, oh my god, so it's like mad cow disease?
Basically, all the elves got mad elf disease.
How's he killing these fuckers?
He's got that staff I mentioned at the very beginning of the movie.
Is
when
it
it was
like one by
Christmas Eve.
one
Yeah.
slaughtering, or they're all charging him as this visceral battle?
There's like 3 or 4 of these people who play the elves.
What?
So they just let 2 of them run at once.
Are
and let
you
the other
kidding
2
me?
run, and then they just keep
Dude,
cutting
I
back.
thought this was gonna be a shot. This isn't even a fucking bit. I was under the impression that this was gonna have at least, and I mean at the very least, 65 different fucking elves in one shot, all dead in this like corpse, just all lying there with him covered in blood. He's just throwing everyone around.
They have a shot like that. But
All right,
instead
what's
of all
better?
these
This
corpses,
scene?
there's 3.
Shut up. What's better? This scene in that movie or the scene in Jingle All the Way where he fights all the Santa Clauses?
Fucking Jingle All the Way, dude.
Wow, this movie
Jingle All the
missed
Way
a lot
is
of
more
things.
brutal than this. No, actually, this gets a little brutal. He starts cutting their heads
You
in
know
half.
why? Bill Goldberg.
Yeah. Not Bill Goldberg. Starts slicing all these elves, killing them. Then he finds Mrs. Claus. Turns out she's also possessed by whatever it's going. Not possessed. I'm sorry. She's also got.
And then
mad
O'Toole's
cow disease.
possessed.
Yeah. So he
That's
kills
so
her.
fucked up. She's such a sweet. She's an American sweetheart.
So he kills
She's
her.
a goddamn institution.
So he kills her.
Annette O'Toole?
Yeah. So everybody down at the North Pole's dead.
Except for Santa Claus.
Except for Santa Claus.
What was, did he slaughter his reindeer?
No, they didn't get sick for some reason. And
His wife did?
But what's interesting though,
His wife did.
I'll give this movie credit. His wife got sick. His hot Mrs. Claus
But he
wife
didn't
got
get sick.
Because he's something special. We'll get
I thought
to it.
she was too.
No, you'll find out why she wasn't special.
Oh my god.
She was just a tall elf. Fucking
And hold on, you said Santa Claus is played by Robbie Benson?
No, just some guy that looks like him.
Oh. All right.
Now, somehow this movie at least had the resolve to not have the reindeer go.
Dude, yeah. Honestly, we were kind of praising Tim Allen earlier. You think he could have stepped in and said, "Hey, that's not that shit. Let's cut this shit out." And also, you know that dumb little redheaded girl? Let's cut her from the movie too, okay? Let's get her out of here. She doesn't exist anymore.
So,
And you know what, too? You know, I know we cast that woman in the first movie, but she's aged horrifically since that first movie. I look the same. Judge looks the same. Even the kid, who you think would age the most, even Charlie looks the same.
yeah, Charlie's just kind of
Okay?
taller.
Don't know what happened to that. I don't know what Nick Cage Ghost Rider deal she made with the devil. But her looks were taken, and she didn't even have any to begin with. But her style was taken. That's the worst part. She's a goddamn bore in that third movie.
So Santa killed everybody now. Now
Yeah.
we're going to go back to the redheaded girl, okay?
And then it cuts to his one last elf, and the elf's like, Santa. He's like, "Well, you're alive?" And he's like, I wanted to show you just one more thing. And then he points to the sleigh, and he's like, I know what a CD is. He's like, it's compact disc. He's like, cookie
Cocoa
dispenser.
dispenser.
Yeah, and it pulls that, so that's sick. That's all. That's awesome.
So now we're back to the kids in the school, and the ghost girl appears with her dead baby fetus.
That's hot.
and the redhead
That's
girl,
very in nowadays.
They find the Asian guy. The door locks, and then the dorky gets freaked out from all this
Because his dead friend's next to him. Is his dead friend's dick out? How far did this person get into the not having sex with this girl thing? How far did he get into not having sex with her?
Whoa, I have a girlfriend.
So his pants are on?
She went to take his pants off, and he said, "Whoa, I have a girlfriend," and then she killed him.
Interesting. That's usually the... If we know when you're in what is it? When you're in science, you have to explain the scientific method or whatever. It's the PEMDAS of the killing people thing.
Exactly. And the dorky guy thinks that the redhead killed him, which she did, but she doesn't know this because she was possessed by the ghost. Then the ghost appears in the room, locks the door on
but
them.
she has no memory of any of this?
No.
So what does she think's been going on?
She kind of does, but she doesn't because now since she's kind of piecing it together.
Is she a good actress?
They're all okay.
Okay.
No one's objectively that bad, but no one's really that good either.
Interesting.
So then she goes, "Oh, it all makes sense now. This girl's baby was killed too soon because she got pregnant when she was supposed to. She wants me to have her baby, obviously." And the dorky guy goes,
Oh my
"What?"
god, that's why the cum was the fucking...
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, so this ghost knew that she was knocked up that fast?
Yeah. So then, but then the dorky guy's not okay with this, I guess. So the ghost.
He doesn't want. He's like, I don't want a fucking kid. I'm going off to school next year. Okay, I gotta get out of this fucking town. Is that what happens?
Almost.
Okay.
But before he gets to say all of that, the ghost makes him go flying against the wall.
The girl does?
The ghost girl.
Is she still a ghost?
No. Okay, Alex. I know listening's not your best thing.
No, I like talking a hell of a lot more.
She's not possessed anymore. The ghost appeared, and that's how the redhead.
What's the ghost look like?
Just some girl with black makeup.
Is
on.
it just like? Is it like Moaning Myrtle?
No, she's.
I'm doing for this.
They did a really.
It sounds like I really love Harry Potter. The amount of times I've talked about it.
Nick, you're a fucking nerd.
I don't even like it.
Fucking, I did say the North Pole looks like Hogwarts. I did implant it.
Maybe you did because honestly, I don't know why the fuck I'm talking about Harry Potter so much.
She looks like the girl from The Ring, only you can see her face the entire time.
So less scary.
Yeah, and she's clearly like a 14-year-old girl, so it's not even remotely scary.
Interesting.
And so then she touches the girl's stomach, and she's like, "Oh, you want me to be pregnant with your unborn
And then
child?"
her finger lights up.
Yeah, so she puts her dead baby's spirit into her stomach. So now she's pregnant with this ghost woman's ghost baby.
So now what happened? So hold on. So she now has a baby in her womb.
Yes.
That was
Implanted
just
immediately.
that was just that guy's kid.
Yeah.
And then that guy's kid's soul was just ripped out of it, I guess. And now this soul's been put into it.
Or the kid's gonna have full personality, and they're both gonna be there. I don't know. Again, Moo doesn't explain a whole hell of a lot. But because the
Sounds
dorky
like
guy
it.
didn't like it, she kills him by basically crucifying him to the wall. And then you
The
realize
girl does.
the ghost does before she touches.
And the girl's fine with it because they've had that connection.
doesn't care,
She's
yeah.
like, "Oh,
She's
I'm
totally
carrying your
cool with
baby."
it. Yeah, because now she's a mom, so she doesn't give
You
a
think
shit
she'd
about that
say,
guy.
"Can I keep the father at least for like alimony?"
Dude, she does not care. She's a mother
Well,
now, and
she's not thinking very forward. That's not a very forward-thinking woman. All right, this kid's off to a bad
No.
start.
This girl, the second she was pregnant, her whole personality shifted that day, knowing she was going to become a mother, and that's all that mattered.
Right.
And the
It's
ghost
very Alan Avey of her.
The ghost girl realized this, and here's what happened. So then, now, if you notice the positioning, dead guy on the bed with a thing in his eye, other guy's up
On a
against the
bed. I
wall.
thought we were in a school this whole time.
It was in the basement where the nuns used to have all the women having the abortions.
Bro,
and shit.
I swear to God, I'm picturing this entire movie in my head right now in a classroom with green construction paper on the whiteboard with like the border around it and some pin post. I'm picturing like an elementary school classroom this entire time.
No, they're in the basement of a college.
They're in college?
It's like a fucking fancy fucking big valedictorian.
So,
Ivy
dude,
League
I was
school.
picturing. Oh my God, this ruins everything.
They're in the basement, like the
I
general
was picturing
admissions
this entire
building.
time, like that scene in Saw where they're in the high school and that teacher's dead.
Yeah.
You're telling me I should have been picturing skulls the entire time?
No, not even remotely. Not even nowhere near as
Oh
cool
my
as
God,
that.
this is crazy.
You have to picture anything. The story's almost over this part. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So then, if you listen to the positioning of everybody, they match the positioning of the video they watched that happened a year ago with the ex-cop.
Wow.
And then the ghost is like, "Cool, you're gonna be a mother."
And then
now.
it cuts to show Santa Claus as elves in the same position.
No, not yet. We're getting
that
there.
happens.
We're getting there. So then she unlocks the basement door that got them stuck in the first place, and this girl just walks out of the school, and that's it. They're done. That story's over. So now the changeling story is done. And now, if you remember, I said he was the cop in the video that happened in the basement.
Right.
We never find out if that's why he's not a cop anymore. He's just
Okay.
not a cop anymore.
Maybe he gets sick of the
They
job.
never mentioned that instant again. And also, that occurrence of him in the basement with the ghost girl has nothing to fucking do with the changelings whatsoever. So what does one story do with the other? What the fuck is the changeling do to anything? And guess what? I'm going to spoil something. Krampus, he doesn't control the changelings either. What the
I don't
fuck
know.
is going
I'm thinking
on?
this movie sounds like it's really well put together. I think
It's
I
not.
think you're just missing something.
Maybe I did. Okay, maybe it's all those goddamn fucking ad breaks Tubi throws in there.
And it's really crazy to think You told me the whole story of the movie now?
No.
There's more.
There's more to come. So then she walks out of the school. Their story is done. So now, these are how all the stories ended so far, minus Santa and William Shatner. Girl that went to the vacation, they went to go see her estranged aunt with her family. They're all dead, and she's Krampus now. Redheaded girl in school with the kids. They're all dead, and she's pregnant with some ghost baby.
Changeling, she's alive. They're all dead.
Yeah.
We're presumed.
Presumed dead. No,
right.
Her friends are dead for sure.
No, the Changeling story, we're presuming that they're dead.
We're presuming they're dead.
Okay.
That's how those stories are done. Now we're going back to Santa, okay? Santa's now going to get his sleigh ready for Christmas. 'Cause it's Christmas Eve.
So his reindeer, they're fine.
Reindeer are totally cool. Then we're back to the beginning of the movie. He's like, hey, Dasher, you're great.
Does he always have a line saying, gosh, I wish I had fucking one of those elves right now to help me load this sleigh. Jesus, my back. Something like that.
He opens his mouth to say that, actually.
Yeah.
And then the barn door starts slamming. And he turns to see what the barn door is.
And all the elves have now, since he slaughtered them and tore apart their bodies, they've now formed some massive just creation of one giant-sized elf.
It's better
of
than
limbs.
That. Krampus comes bursting out the fucking barn doors.
I thought Krampus was taken care of.
I thought so, too.
I thought that chick had a hold of it on the Eastern Bloc.
Yeah, well, guess what? She's back. And now Krampus and Santa start fighting the shit. They're beating the shit out of each other now.
This is a good fight.
It's all right.
Picturing, like, They Live.
It's not really good, but it's not bad.
Is this like Roddy Piper, Keith David?
Nothing is like that fight scene at all.
Well, you can always hope.
This is more like...
Is this more like Jingle All the Way Santa Claus fight or Vince Vaughn fighting Santa Clauses in Freddy Claus?
This is just like the fight scene that Carl has with that kid that played Ron.
Oh, we're back to The Walking Dead.
Yes.
Okay. So this is horrible.
Yes.
Nice. Good to know.
So then
on brand for the movie. Don't want to make everyone like, whoa, where was all that talent? No, they kept it very steady, very consistent, very shitty.
So then Santa cuts off Krampus's antler, his horn, and then Krampus goes, "Please stop it, Jim." And Santa goes, "What?
Jim?
Yeah.
That was actually what happens?
Yeah, I don't remember if his name is Jim, but he just has a name. Maybe it's Brad. Who fucking knows?
Not Chris?
It's not
in
Chris.
Kringle?
It's not Chris Kringle. It's not Nick like Saint Nick. It's some arbitrary fucking name.
Okay.
Okay? Let's just say it's Toby
And
now.
Krampus like, why you say that name?
Basically, he goes, "What?"
Nice.
And then it cuts back to the Krampus.
And it cuts back 12 hours later.
No, hold on. It's not Krampus,
And then now,
No.
Krampus is wearing Mrs. Claus's clothes.
No, you're wrong.
And Krampus
Shut up.
and Santa are fucking getting in their committed relationship.
No. Krampus is now some guy in a Christmas sweater, and then we see Santa again.
Is it Chris Parnell?
No. Basically.
Nice.
Then we see Santa again. Now it's just a guy dressed like Santa. And then we see the other guys on the ground getting attacked again. It turns out this guy's just attacking this guy in the middle of a mall, and he's a small Santa. Then we get a flashback of all the 12 hours earlier. These elves are not elves. These people that work in the mall that this guy's just fucking butchering in the middle of the fucking mall. He's attacking his coworkers. That wasn't Mrs. Claus.
So we were never in the North Pole?
Never. That's why they never stayed to the North Pole. That's why it was important. I told you it was important.
So we were
never
in a mall
there.
this entire time?
We were in a mall. This guy's a mall Santa.
Could you have any way of knowing that while watching this?
No.
Okay.
No fucking way. Actually, maybe. I'm sorry. When they said 12 hours earlier, the aerial shot might have been a mall. That would be the only indication we're at a mall. Okay? Then we go back to 12 hours earlier. We see this guy in the bathroom, and he's dressing up as Santa Claus, and he's slowly having a nervous breakdown. Then we go back to 12 hours earlier where the whole thing started after the whole Santa Claus thing. And he's the guy that said, "Fuck Christmas" to William Shatner. So the producer of William Shatner's show is apparently
That's
a
the
mall
only
Santa.
way Bill Shatner's connected?
Yes.
So this is 100% the same. Dude, this is not a real movie.
No. Bill Shatner's connected because his producer is the mall Santa who kills everybody who you think are the elves, and his grand family becomes the Krampus storyline. And the cops kill this guy, and they kill Santa, and you realize that Santa made everything up in his head because he was going insane. Now here begs the question then, what the fuck does the possessed story have to do with any of this? What the fuck does the changing have to do with any of this? What the fuck was that Krampus story doing? Coming in the back door all of a sudden, Santa's killing Krampus. It's not Krampus. Did the girl become Krampus?
So
Was
wait,
it
no,
real?
wait,
Is it
but
not
no.
real?
But then who were the actual reindeer?
He was just talking to reindeer, I guess.
But
No,
but who were they? Because everyone else was a real person. So who was he interacting with for the reindeer segment?
I guess dolls and a Build-A-Bear. I don't fucking know. They never showed that part. Oh no! He's the mall Santa. It was at the spot where you sit to take your pictures with Santa.
They had real reindeer there?
No, there was like a cardboard reindeer he was talking to.
Wow. That's the whole thing.
Almost. Then we finally go back to William Shatner. He goes, "I don't know why anyone's killing on Christmas. I fucking love Christmas time. I'm just gonna drink some alcohol now. Merry Christmas, everyone."
That's the ending of the movie.
Pretty fucking cool, right?
I never thought I'd say this, but I think we should have just watched the Taryn Manning movie.